In 2006, 31-year-old Daniel E. Ott and his girlfriend Marianne Ricker were attacked in their Ohio home. They were bound by the intruder. When Daniel got free, he was shot and killed. Police launched a homicide investigation, looking into anyone who could have a motive to murder Daniel, but they couldn't find a single strong suspect. 6 months into the investigation, detectives learned that there was a Daniel C. Ott in the area, and he had already survived 2 assassination attempts. Shortly before the murder, he had agreed to testify against Joe Rosebrook, who was running a chop shop that disposed of stolen cars. Rosebrook was a suspect in a 1999 homicide of another man who testified against him in a different case. Could the murder have been a case of mistaken identity, with Daniel C. Ott as the true target? When detectives checked Rosebrook's timeline, they learned that he couldn't have been the one who shot Daniel E. Ott. Police tried to get anyone with information about the murder to speak up, but they were all terrified. Finally, after 9 years, a series of wiretaps gave police enough information to bring Joe Rosebrook down to the station for questioning.
It is June 3rd. It's a Wednesday, 2015. We're going to be meeting with Joe Rosebrook in the Citrus County Sheriff's Office.
Thank you very much for calling. If you need anything, like I said, this is Chris. And you got a pin in there if you need anything while you're here. Get with them.
Will you down? We'll come back. Okay. Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks.
All right. Take care.
Hello, Jeff. While I'm waiting for Tom, I'll go through this again. How you been?
I was doing all right.
Yeah, you were.
Joe, Detective Lombardo. Yep.
I'm Juanita Vetter. Remember? Okay. Do you remember me at all?
Kinda.
Talked to you when you were in, I believe,
11.
Yeah. Before we talk to you, gotta read your mind, right? Just want to have a
I
conversation.
don't know nothing to say.
Okay.
Just wasting your time.
All right. Well, just let me go through them. Just listen. All right. Okay. Before we talk to you, you have to understand what your rights are. You have the right to not say anything. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we talk to you. If you can't afford a lawyer, we'll get you one. Okay. If you want to talk to us, you're more than welcome to, and you can stop at any time. Those are your rights. You understand them? Okay. I'm just asking you to sign just if you understand your rights. Do you know where we're from, Joe? Do you know where we're from?
Yeah.
Where do you think Officer Lombardo and I are from?
Last time you used to be able to count.
We are from Jaffa County. Do you know where Jaffa County is located, Joe?
Never been there.
Never been there, I know you haven't. But do you know where it's located?
Somewhere near Ashton.
Pretty close. Yeah. You knew this day was going to come sooner or later. I told you last time this day was going to come. And you had a little bit of time. At least you got out. And you had a little bit of free time on your own. I saw some pictures where you got to spend some time with Penny, Lindsay, go to graduation. So you at least enjoyed some time out. But this day was going to come.
I'm ready for it.
We know, and you know as well as I do, we've been working the case a long time. The problem that's come up is that your brother got tied into this. You know, he's been picked up too, right? And he really got pulled into an issue that was actually your problem. It's not his problem. It's your problem. And you started this, but...
Oh, no, I didn't.
All right. Let me change that.
Okay.
You may not have started it. I'll agree with you on that. I'll agree with you on that. You didn't start this, but you did continue it. And he got pulled into it simply because he's your brother. And he's sitting in Logan County Jail now. Never, has he ever done any time before for anything?
No.
Not that I know of. Nice guy.
What do you want from me? What do you want from me?
Want to know
What
what?
do you want me to tell you?
Well, you know what I want you to tell me is why did this happen? Why did Chad South take? We had jail talk going on. There was jail talk going on in London Correctional.
So?
I know, that's what I'm saying. So how did it go from jail talk to Chad shooting a guy in our county?
To who?
Chad South.
I don't even know Jeff. Oh, yeah, I know Jeff.
You know Chad South. I was going to say, need me a picture, give you a picture of Chad
Is
South?
he the one that did it?
I'm asking you, why did he take you up on this offer? How did it go from jail talk
Are you
to
crazy?
him shooting? Well, the thing is, Joe, is
How did I get involved in it then?
It was your idea.
I've had him in Logan County Jail.
oh yeah, you know
Or was
Chad
it not
South.
your idea? Was this your idea or was it somebody else's idea?
I learned my lesson from the first thing. I damn sure ain't gonna pull it again.
Whose idea was this?
Oh,
Well, you were in the meetings. You did all the talking with these guys.
well,
Oh yeah. Well, and the thing is,
where's the
Joe.
meeting we held at?
Oh, in London, when you were in London. This whole thing got planned when you were in London. The thing is, it really doesn't look, I'm just here to talk to you. I'm not here to make the case. The case is made. It really is, Joe. And it took 9 years to do it, but the case is made. So I'm not, yeah, it takes a lot to arrest somebody for aggravated murder.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, I know damn well, 100% positive you didn't pull no trigger. You didn't.
And
I
didn't tell
know
somebody
you
to do it
didn't.
either.
I know you didn't pull no trigger.
Did he say? Did he tell somebody to do it?
What's that?
Oh, you know who that is.
I don't have glasses.
Maybe an older, or more current picture than you're used to seeing.
Who is it?
Eddie Penwell?
Ring a bell.
Well, he says he knows you.
Mm-hmm.
You getting all these jailhouse snitches trying to build a case against me? What?
We went that it. I'll be honest with you, Joe, because I'm not here to lie to you. There's no point in that. Okay. I'm not sure
Why
what
would
you're
you
used to
do something
dealing
like
with.
that for me? What,
Well, I know that you're probably used to dealing with law enforcement that would try to trick you, try to make you say things. We don't work like that. We never have. And I've never lied to you. And I'm not about to.
This whole time that we've been doing this case, we've been on it, everybody. Just,
Okay, I don't believe in ruining people's lives if they don't deserve it. I don't do that. And I know that these are serious charges, but you wouldn't be facing these charges if we didn't have.
I waive their tradition. I'll go
I know,
back.
and we're going to come bring you back to Jog County. We aren't, but a transport team is going to come down and do that. Okay?
Anytime soon or months.
Probably before next week. Probably the end of this week, beginning of next week. Now, Joe, the thing is that the case is what it is. And it's not made on, the little snitches. Yeah, we use some. Absolutely. But I would never take a case to trial based just on that. We've worked and had to go beyond that.
What, did you let them out early or something? Or what?
Who?
Whoever your snitches are.
No.
Whoever made this shit up.
No. Not that at all.
I mean, I vaguely remember this guy.
Well, it has been since 2006, but you don't forget things like that. You don't forget stuff like this.
we had a nice long talk with Eddie. Nice long talk.
Oh, yeah?
I see the face, but I don't remember ever associating with it. I really don't.
And Chad Chad,
Well,
he
I met him in 11 County Jail.
he likes to talk a lot too. He likes to talk a
He
lot.
told me all kinds of shit he's done, but that's him.
He likes to talk. Specifically about this case, he likes to talk about it too.
So who killed him? I'd like to know.
We already know that. And you already know that. So, Joe,
No, I don't.
well,
I mean, I feel sorry for the family,
I know.
but I didn't have nothing to do with it. I don't care what you say, what you think. I feel sorry for them people.
Well, I
This
think,
is our Dan Ott. That's our Dan Ott. That's not the Dan Ott you tried
I didn't
whacking.
try nothing.
no, you didn't. You didn't try to kill nobody.
That's our guy.
Yeah, that's sick.
But it is.
Yeah.
This guy had no idea. He's sound asleep in his home. 6:30 in the morning, wakes up to this. Has done nothing wrong in his life, ever.
This whole thing got f***ed up.
And
Got
so,
all f***ed up.
And it seemed to happen right when they were starting to investigate Frazier and Stout. And then put a halt to all their investigation.
and you know what? Maybe that's true. But we knew nothing. I am from Geauga County. I knew nothing of Logan County and Joe Rosebrook and Kurt Frazier and John Stout and Larry Garwood. Knew nothing about the history that's going on in Bellefontaine. Why would I? We go to the emergency room and this is what we see. I spent probably 6 months looking at every person he had ever talked to, every person his girlfriend had ever talked to. We spent 6 months looking because we thought it was some sort of triangle. And found absolutely nothing. And his poor girlfriend was laying in bed with him when this happened.
Yep.
And she lived through this. And then for the next 6 months, she had to live through the scrutiny of everybody thinking that she was having an affair and somebody that she was having an affair with killed this
The
man.
last 9 years.
Yeah, I've heard that.
The last 9 years.
Yep.
Till now.
To this day, people are still questioning her. They still think she had something to do with this.
It's all over the news now. It's all over the press.
Yeah.
Everybody now knows that she had nothing to do with it. Now maybe she can find a little peace to, but now she's got to relive all this again. She got to relive this.
Yeah. And it's not because of me. I don't care what you guys say, what you think. I just want a day in court. I mean, please, Mom.
No. But we wanted to show it to you.
I can't see.
You want me to read some of it to you?
Okay.
You want me to read some of the good main points?
It's a letter from Eddie to Chad's house.
Dated it's postmarked April 12th, 2006.
The homicide is May 26th. So this is 6 weeks
Chad,
before the homicide.
what's up, honky? I was beginning to worry about you. No one's heard from you, so we all figured things went wrong. Now bear with me, just bear with me, because I gotta read through this, and it's the print's not it does because it's copy. So
And we've talked to Eddie about this. He tells us, he wrote this letter, he tells us all about this letter and what it's all about.
Timmy is here. He said, "What's up?" You know Timmy, right? Remember Timmy?
Crafts room, you guys are all making rollback.
We
some of
talked
the
with
crafts room.
Timmy too.
We
found
I
Timmy.
don't know, Tim.
Okay. Timmy is here. He said, "What's up?" He said, "Do you need help loading up that pickup truck?" Said he could use some extra money when he gets out. I've been talking to him about Joe's problem. Joe would be you.
He tells us it's you.
Oh,
Give him a call when he gets out after the 13th, which he got out the 13th, April 13th. I have the record of that here too. I gave him your number so he can call you. Talks about the kids.
So are they involved with this or what?
You can deny all you want, Joe, but the problem is that we don't need you
Then why are you here?
because we want to hear this is all jail talk.
I know.
Jad's house gets a letter.
From me?
No,
You got
Eddie.
a letter from me?
Eddie got the letter from Eddie.
You're not gonna write the letter, Joe.
You know better than to
Well,
write
did
the
he write
letter.
it for me or what?
Joe, we know that you're not gonna, you personally are not gonna write the letter to him. We know that. Come on.
You always send mail out through somebody else's.
Come
Oh,
on.
really?
We've talked with Eddie, we've talked with Chad. You know, Chad effed up big time by taking a bunch of his buddies with him.
Did you know that?
Do you have
He
any
didn't go
idea?
by himself.
Do you have any idea that Chad wasn't alone when this happened?
I don't know. I did not tell
Guess
Chad
what?
Southwood to do that.
He wasn't.
Guess what? If you didn't know, you know now.
Yeah.
Chad took some friends.
Chad's not the brightest, whatever he does.
Yeah, you hired the wrong guy.
I didn't hire nobody.
Well, if you didn't hire him, then was it them that did this? Was it just some bullshit talk? You were upset about this whole thing. You were throwing shit out there saying, you know what? I'm so pissed off at this Dan Odd guy. I'd really like to see him whacked. And Eddie went with it. Because I'll be honest with you, Eddie kind of made it sound like this whole thing was his idea. He's the one that set you and Chad up. He took a lot of credit for it.
So,
Oh, yeah. But he said it wasn't supposed to be done like this. Talked about sniping, using a bow and arrow. A little sniping action.
It's quieter that way.
Yeah, quieter.
yeah, nobody here.
Or a little antifreeze to the back of the neck.
Mhm.
Problem is, it got fucked up.
So is Chad South the one who killed him? I'd like to know. I don't know. Did you arrest him? Okay.
Chad's arrested.
Okay.
Chad's in jail. Chad's in jail. You're in jail. Your brother's in jail.
How did Jeff get involved in it?
It has to be a money man. Someone's got to pay. After this is done, someone's got to make the payment.
Well,
Half
Jeff-
before and half after.
Jeff said, I'm in control of all of Joe's money. To this day, he admits that he was in control of your money
When you were in prison.
when you were in prison. To this day.
He said Joe didn't trust anybody else with his money. The only person he trusted was me. He didn't trust Penny, he didn't trust Lindsay, but if Joe asked me to give money to Lindsay and Penny, I'd give it to him. I'd do whatever Joe asked me to do.
so how much was he supposed to get paid?
You already know these
No, I
answers,
don't.
Joe. You're asking questions that you already know the answers
Okay,
to.
well, don't answer it. I don't care. I didn't have that much money. Well, Ann got most of it. That's sick.
There was no sniping. My question is what, I know this came, and you can deny it all you want, but I know this came, you were really upset when you went into Lyme Correctional. And I understand that. We've talked, it was not a secret at all within Lyme Correctional that you wanted these hits done. Not a secret at all. My question to you is, what was Jeff's understanding? Because he wasn't in there. He wasn't part of this conversation. The guys in line of question didn't even know your brother, but they sure know his name. They sure know who he is. So Jeff tells us, I had Joe's money when he was locked up. I'm the only one he would trust. Give it to whoever he asked me to give it to. We had open communication.
Well, I'll tell you what, Jeff didn't give Chad South no money, or none of those other guys had money. I didn't have that kind of money. Most of my money went to lawyers.
Oh, you did spend some money on your lawyers, I know. But Jeff is wrapped up into this badly. And I don't know what his understanding was on what the money was supposed to be going for. Did you tell him what the money was going for? Or was he under the understanding the money was supposed to be going to, cars or something else? I just don't know what was what was Jeff's understanding on why he was dishing out the money for this hit. I don't know if you told him to give it to him because, you needed this done.
I don't think he paid anybody.
Or did he have the understanding that Joe wants these guys have money because they were getting a car, they're getting a rollback, they're getting what was the understanding that Jeff was giving the money out for?
Why don't you think he paid anybody?
I didn't tell him to. And I didn't have that much money. Like I said, every time I sold something, my hand got the money.
Did not pay anybody because, did not pay anybody afterwards because he got effed up? What happened?
What do you mean?
You got the wrong guy. I'm sure you got
half before and half after.
I'm talking there. I mean, anybody know he don't look like he's in the 60s somewhere.
No, that's exactly what went wrong.
They knew it too. They knew it. Honestly, they knew it. They knew when they were in there, they were at the wrong house. That's the sad thing. That really is the sad thing because
That guy don't look anything like that guy.
because they did know it. They know that they effed up when they were there. But unfortunately, circumstances happened on the way out of the house. And he got fucked up. And he ends up dead. You're probably that close of never having any of this, at least this part happen.
Well, I didn't tell anybody to go kill anybody. So I'm sure nobody said I put a hit on somebody, because I didn't.
Now, see, that's a mistake you're making, is that part is so not hard to prove. Because, like I said, it was not a secret that you wanted Kurt out, you wanted John out, you wanted Dan Ott out, or Red, or the snitch, whichever the term was used. It wasn't a secret. That's just common knowledge. The question is how did Jeff, what was his understanding on what happened here? That's the question.
You'll have to answer that in court.
He is expecting you to help him out.
Yeah.
And he said, Joe will tell you. Joe will tell you what happened.
I can't tell you nothing about this.
This is obviously the wrong guy. Not anywhere near.
I didn't pay nobody to kill nobody in this whole deal. And it's simple as that. I know you've worked hard, but...
Your brother's sitting in jail because of it right now. With $5 million bond.
Yep.
It's a lot of money. He's trying to come up with the money to get himself out. He does not like being in jail.
Like we explained that your brother, I mean, it's real now. This is real. Okay? The Attorney General's office is the one that's heading this up. Okay? They're the lead prosecution in this case. Our county, our prosecutors are assisting them with this. But it's the Attorney General's office that's taking this case up. They have a good history with you. They understand you. So they're the ones going after this. They're the ones that said, hey, we're indicting these individuals and this is what we're indicting them for.
At some point in your life, Joe, at some point, you've got to take responsibility for the shit that went down, for things you've done. At some point.
I did not have nothing to do with this, so I guess we're done.
Well, this wasn't you. This guy right here was not you. This was fucked up.
None of it was me.
Okay?
I didn't pay nobody to kill nobody. Simple as that.
Well, you were paying him to take out Kurt Frazier.
I know. I told him not to go through with it too. Tell him I didn't want to go through with it.
So try and explain this to me then, Joe. What happened? Were you guys sitting around and all of a sudden, you know...
He talked me into this shit with Kurt Frazier. I'm not that kind. I wasn't going to do that. And the last minute I said, I can't go through with it. I don't go through with it. Don't spend my money. That's what I told him. He testified that in court. I told him I didn't want to go through with it.
What happened with this one?
That's what I'm saying.
No. What happened with this and taking care of this problem? Was it just all this talk? Chad goes and gets out and he decides, him and Eddie, that they're going to just continue this then? What's the deal?
I only talked to Chad South in Logan County Jail.
You didn't talk to him when you were in London Correctional.
I think I did see him there once, but I never talked nothing about this. I heard he was there. I don't even know.
You saw him once.
Well, maybe I did.
You saw him more than once.
He says, talk to you every day. We have other guys that guys walking the track together all the time. So to sit there and tell me you saw him once just tells me that everything out of your mouth at this point is a lie.
Okay, we're done. Fuck you guys.
Why don't you sit down for a second? Don't just get up. Sit down.
You're full of shit, man.
Don't just get up and start pushing my shit around.
I expect you to get upset. I expect you to get mad. This is some serious shit.
Yeah, it is.
Joe, the issue here is not just these individuals that we've been naming off, okay? They're not the only ones that we've talked to, okay? They're not the only ones. We have a large list of people, okay, that have named you and given us tons of information regarding this case. And like I said, Chad was the wrong guy to take up on this
I
thing.
didn't have Chad South kill.
Well, he knew about it, and for whatever reason, he decided to go out there and do it for you.
You didn't do me no favor.
No,
he
he didn't.
didn't. He did not. And again, because he got the wrong guy.
No matter who he got, he didn't do me no favor. Chad ain't nothing but a drug addict anyway. I mean, you're probably screwed up on drugs or something.
Don't doubt that. Guess I just wanted to give you an opportunity. This has to have been sitting on your mind for the last 9 years, because it all got fucked up. Just kind of got to be wondering when this is going to come haunt me. It has to. If I'm in your shoes, I'd be thinking that.
So if Chad never got all his money, why didn't he come see me when I was out?
You can ask a million questions. He is scared to death of you, to be honest.
Oh, jeez.
Why would he? Why would he come behind you? Everybody else is running for dear life.
Really.
You kind of have a history of getting rid of people that.
I was just trying to do my 10 years and get it behind me. I don't want none of that bullshit to come up.
That's exactly what you should have done.
I did.
You should have went in there and you should have just done your time. You never even mentioned his name and just let it go. In fact, I even think Chad said, if that's what he told us, he kept on saying that he told you, just let it go, man. This shit will drive you crazy. It's all right, maybe? No, I don't know. That's what he said he told you. So let it go, man. Shit will drive you crazy.
I'm not making this shit up, Joe.
I believe that.
I'm not here to, and I never have. I can't live with myself. I don't make this shit up, and I don't lie to you. And I don't charge people with aggravated murder if I don't know they did it. Doesn't happen. That's why it takes so long. You know, I don't want to be sitting here talking to you about this shit, but the bottom line is it's real, and this is what's happened.
And we know you don't want to be here either. Unfortunately, you chose your path in life. It is what it is. Everybody makes a decision in their life.
I think you probably came to Florida to start everything brand new and put everything in Ohio behind you. And I don't blame you for doing
No, I
that.
didn't trust.
I'd want to get the hell out of Logan County too.
Well, you guys make like I'm a fugitive. I ran.
No, I never said that. I said I want to leave everything in my past behind and start new. I'd probably do the same thing too. Because you did end up doing your time in London. You did finish your time and get out, and everything was good.
The only problem was this was stopping you.
You can't move
I thought
forward.
she'd solved this case.
You can't move forward until you take care of your past, Joe.
That was my
We
thing.
did. That's why we're here today.
I understand that.
That's why we're here today.
Your past is going to haunt you, Joe. You got to take care of this shit. And you may be a very different person today than you were then. But the bottom line is it's still your past. We got to take care of this shit.
Well, that's what we'll have to do in court. Go back to court and we'll take care of it.
There's a lot here. A lot. We should see all our stuff we have back at the office.
It'll be a long trial. Because I'm not admitting to something I didn't do. I'm not confessing to something I didn't do, or just to clear this up for you, because I didn't do it. I did not tell nobody to go kill nobody. I didn't pay nobody. I don't care what he says.
That's not what he says. And like I said, I'm just using him as one example.
Well, okay, you got 100 of them. People talk in prison. I understand that. Yeah, they talk. Just talk. I mean, you'd be surprised some of the dumb shit.
Oh, that's what I said. I
Was that
know.
what it was, though? Was it
That's
just
all
talk?
it was?
Was it just talk? You kept on, like I said, you just kept on complaining about him, and then he finally just decided, hey, we're going to do this. Joe seems serious about it. Joe really seems serious. Let's take him up on this. You may not really mean it, but you're saying it. Because that guy, he's pretty crazy. That's a pretty crazy guy.
I honestly don't remember. Honestly, do not.
He's really a...
Where's he from?
Highland County.
Where?
Highland.
You should
Was he
see.
Chad, buddy, or what?
You should see when he read this letter. It was like bringing up great memories for him. Like, it was kind of eerie. How much he enjoyed reading that letter, and actually how much he enjoyed talking about this whole situation.
He's still in. He's going to be in for a while. He really got nothing to lose.
Didn't Chad get caught stealing an ATM or something?
Oh, Chad's done so much. He's a thief. That's what he is. He's a thief. I could go after example, gun stores, houses, ATMs. Doesn't even matter if it's Springfield. He comes up in the Canton area. He knew the area kinda because he'd been up our way so many times doing burglaries and licks. That's what he is. He's a professional thief. That's all he does. Yeah, make a living. Honestly. That's what Chad does. But when it comes to drugs and money, he'll do anything. You're right, he's a drug addict. But how many people in prison aren't? Pretty small percentage. You may have been an exception.
I've never done drugs.
Never.
Never.
I believe that. As I said, you may have been one of the exceptions.
You don't drink?
I like taste of beer, don't smoke.
Really?
Nothing?
No. No tattoos.
Yeah. I said, I may have been the exception on the drugs, but thought you'd at least indulge in a drink once in a while.
I canvass cold and I'm hot, but I might drink warm or half one, but I don't like the taste of it. I drink water. Can't really drink pop.
Did anyone else handle your money while you were in London Correction?
Well, Ann sent me money once in a while.
Was she getting that from your brother?
No, it was money she had.
How much money did she get in the divorce?
There was no money. I mean, we sold things. But she buy new furniture every 3-6 months, new cars, and went through it like it was nothing. And she put $100,000 down on my house, or $150,000. Don't know. Two different stories. So
Yeah, and that's easy enough. Look at the auditor's website. It shows you how much she put down. Where did that money come from? From the sale of the other house when you guys got divorced?
she sold 3 of the properties, and plus that house.
So she did have some money, but it wasn't your money. It was divorce money.
Well, lawyer got $156,900 for nothing. Plus got a bunch, most of it, or a lot of some of the back. They didn't get the
Which
trial.
attorney was that? Lundusky or?
Yeah.
Didn't you switch attorneys somewhere like Bailey or something like that?
Bailey was for a lawsuit version. The Valley was banned Valley. Yeah, Jeff gave him money.
And when he paid Valley, was that your money that he was paying Valley with?
Valley.
Yeah. So, other than Jeff, he flat out says, Joe didn't trust anybody else with his money but me. Is there anyone else that had any of your money that Jeff didn't know of?
No.
Yeah, I don't. 3 people got arrested on Monday. You, Jeff, Chad. I don't feel bad about whatsoever about Chad being arrested. I don't feel bad about you being arrested. But I have mixed emotions about Jeff being arrested. Because I do think he got pulled into something serious. I don't think we were talking to him, I don't think he grasps the gravity of what he's being charged with. When you're used to the system, you understand it. Chad is beyond used to the system. Jeff, I honestly, a nice guy. But I don't think he grasps what's going on here.
What were you going to say?
Steph and Clemens.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff gave him some money
We know.
He was gonna try to start a business,
We
and I
know
was
that.
gonna try to make,
We
I
know.
got ripped off and gave him some of my tools.
Yeah, we already know about
And
that.
Jeff said he had a list of the tools we gave him. I don't even know where he's at. I never bothered to try to get my money from him. I just.
Why did, and let me ask you this, why did Steve move in with Eric when he got released from London Correctional? Why Eric?
He had no place to go.
So how did you like call Eric and say, hey, this guy's got nowhere to go?
Mhm.
How did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
You called Eric and said, hey, pick him up?
They picked him up and brought him. But just so they wouldn't let him go unless he had a place to go, and he was supposed to get going. But they was going to start a fencing company or something. And I don't know.
Well, Eric had a fencing company.
Well, they was going to build it or sell it to TSC farms and or stores and stuff.
But why Eric?
Oh,
Just
I figured they, try to make some money together. But he's another con artist. Clemens.
mhm. Why does Annie have a videotape of Bayonet's deposition?
She must have gone to the lawyer. I didn't know she did. I didn't know she had it.
Eric tells me he watched it over at Annie's place.
I've never been to Annie's place.
No, you haven't. Eric told me he
did.
watched the video at Annie's place. She called him over there.
Maybe he did. I've never heard nothing about that.
But why would she do that?
Why don't you ask her? Because I don't know. It's the first I've heard anything about it.
Brother knew about it.
Huh?
Your brother knew about it.
Well, I didn't.
How would Jeff know about it and you know?
Swear to God, I didn't. She had a videotape of his. You talking about the court hearing?
Hmm?
Oh, I don't know. They must.
The Bayonette deposition that got you landed into London Correctional. Why would she have a videotape of that?
I didn't know she did. I swear, I asked her. I don't mean. I'm going to try to find out myself.
I'm not a rocket scientist or anything, but I don't think it takes a smart or a brainiac to think that the only reason she's showing videotapes of Bayonet's deposition is to understand the snitch that he really is.
You'll have to talk to Ann about that because I don't know. I didn't know she had it. I don't know what she wants.
Why else would you be showing it?
Well, why did Kurt Fraser get on my phone conversation and go around and let people listen to me talking to my family? Why did the judge allow that to happen?
Didn't know he did.
Well, he did.
When you were in local London?
London. Either. I mean, Kurt Fraser got on copies of all my damn phone conversations, going around letting people listen to them and stuff.
For what reason?
I don't know. I had people tell me that, they heard conversation between me and talking to Annie or whoever,
Mm-hmm.
and Kurt's won't let them listen to them.
Talked to Kurt lately?
Where you going? What are you trying to pull here?
I know. I just know you went up to an auction up in Bellefontaine not too long ago. Just wonder if you ran into him up there or not.
What auction?
The old guy who died.
I didn't go to that auction.
You're supposed to go to the auction. There's
No, I
people
didn't,
thinking.
did
Yeah, okay.
No.
Just wonder if you ran into him up there or not. That's all.
How often you go back up to him now?
I didn't go up there for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months.
Well, obviously you know why we're here. You know the extent of the circumstances here. Like I said, at some point you made a decision to do what you did for a living, it is what it is. Okay? Just kind of trying to figure out, maybe from you, why either you ordered this or they decided to just.
They took it on themselves. I didn't
Or
want
why did they take it up on themselves?
I have no idea. I had no intention of paying nobody. I didn't pay nobody.
Why would Eddie think that that was going to happen?
Did you ask him?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a guy I can very vaguely even remember ever talking to him. I mean,
He said he talked to you quite a bit. And like I said, when we showed him this letter and we talked to him, he was pretty excited. I mean, it really brought back really good memories for him, obviously. It really did. And like I said,
you mean he thought it was cool or funny or what?
He takes pride in his work.
yeah. He even says, when I introduce somebody to somebody, that's going to be done right. Well, in this case, it wasn't done right. He made it a point to say that. When I introduce you,
I didn't tell anybody to go kill Dan. I didn't hire nobody. I didn't pay nobody.
And it could have been the snitch or Red. Not necessarily quote Dan, but you did.
No, I didn't. I don't think I'll have anybody say I hired him to go do it or told him to go do it or paid him to go do it. They do. They're lying. You want me to take a polygraph?
you want to?
Yeah, I didn't hire nobody to do it. I didn't pay nobody. I didn't tell nobody to go kill him.
You want to take a voice stress?
What's that?
It's like a polygraph. It's newer technology. They hook you up to a little laptop, put a little mic on your shirt.
We can deal with that when we get to Ohio.
We can do it right now.
We're doing that. I want a lawyer.
You just offered to do it.
I will. I offered to take one of in London. I didn't hire nobody. I did not pay nobody, hire nobody, or tell nobody to go.
We can do a voice stress right now.
Is that what you want some polygraph for? To prove to you that I did not tell or hire anybody?
If you want to, if you're adamant that you had nothing to do with this, and you want to help prove your innocence, we can make arrangements and we'll go take a voice stress right now. We can do that right now.
But it's inadmissible.
No.
So what's it going to prove?
It'll show me that you're being honest with us, that you had nothing to do with this. That's what it'll prove.
You want to take it?
I want to talk to a lawyer first, but yeah, I'll take it if he says it's all right.
All right?
I mean, I don't do something that's,
You got a lawyer that you can call?
you know, I'm not paying for no lawyer.
You're going to call. You want us to do? You want to see if we can get you an attorney?
Let's do it and get to Ohio. Let's get up there and get this taken care of.
We can do it right now. We can do it right this second.
Okay.
You want to?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll go get somebody.
That I did not hire nobody, pay nobody, or tell anybody to go out and get it.
Well, they'll ask good questions, and when they go over this,
Well, that's the only question I'm going to answer.
when they go over this, they'll be able to sit down and talk to you, and they'll coach you. I mean, they'll talk. I'll show you exactly how it goes and everything like that. There's no tricks in this at
I
all.
don't know about it though.
There's no tricks. Okay, none whatsoever. We're not playing any tricks with you. And again, like she said, Joe, we've been honest with everybody. Okay, we have, and we've tried to treat everybody with respect. Okay, I'm trying to treat you with respect, and we're not going to bullshit you. Okay, so there's no tricks in any of this stuff.
I wish I could have took it before you showed me or told me who did it. And
Case is what it is. We're going to have to set that up just by, because they don't know anything about the case. We have to use what's called a anonymous test taker, and then that way the results are what they are. They don't know anything about the case, and so we've got to go over it with them.
You have it on there.
Yeah.
I didn't tell Jeff to pay anybody. I didn't.
Let's just take the test and see how the results turn out. Sergeant Cassidy. It takes a minute or two to set these things up. Everybody wants to take a polygraph. Everybody.
Joe,
Hey, Sergeant Cassidy? Hey, Joe is wanting to take a CVSA to prove his innocence. Would you be able to help us out with that?
was that a friend of yours car or
I owned it 3 times.
you own
I sold it on the back.
Okay.
it? Do you own it now? Or? It's a nice looking car.
All right, thank you.
Did you do all the work on that?
No, gone the same way.
Did you just recently go up to see it again or something like that? You
Got a
just,
picture of it.
you just have a picture of it. It's a nice looking car.
Oh, the one on Facebook?
Yeah.
I said the one thing Joe knows is cars. So is Joe.
Too much, you know.
Got a thing bothering me.
20-something drink. Well,
I can see if I can make that arrangement for you, okay?
this water, I can.
That's fine.
You know, I may have talked bullshit in jail, but I did not tell somebody to go kill him. I did not pay anybody to kill him, man. I didn't do it.
I want to believe you,
things that
Joe.
caused it to happen, but
I do. I want to believe you. I do. I honestly do. The problem is that it's just, we know you're not doing yourself any favors by denying everything. You'd just be a lot better off by telling us the truth. So that way I would have a little more belief in what you're telling me. Because as long as you keep, denying any involvement or I had nothing to do with this or I didn't say any of that.
All I want you to understand that I did not tell somebody to go kill him. I didn't hire nobody. I didn't pay nobody. I didn't tell Jeff to pay anybody for going to kill him.
Joe, we know that was not the guy that you wanted to kill. We know that.
That don't matter. Even any Dan Hop, anybody. No, I didn't pay anybody to go kill anybody. Whether they got the wrong man or not.
So, and like I was saying, is that as long as you continue to deny even saying anything in person, it makes me not believe anything you're saying.
I ain't saying I'm not denying that. Yeah, there's shit talk, but I didn't tell him, I didn't pay him, I didn't even know who did it.
So you do admit that you did in prison at some point say, I want Dan killed.
No, they would say, would you? Somebody, like you said, snipers and all that stuff. But no, I didn't.
When you say they would say,
Chad and everybody in jail. That's what,
like how did those conversations go? Who would say what? Why would they say something like that?
something to talk about, probably.
So Joe, when I say the sniper thing, you know that
I remember that conversation about.
So you do know
arrow,
that we're not blowing shit up your ass.
Yeah.
Okay. You know that.
But I'm trying to tell you that I did not pay or hire or tell somebody to go kill anybody. I didn't do it.
Chad was telling us all the time that that's all you talked about. It was like you're upset.
I did not tell him to go do that.
Listen,
I did not pay him to do that.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to get to the bottom of the jail talk.
Let me explain.
We're sorting fact from fiction.
He told us that you were obsessed with getting rid of the snitch, whatever you want to call him, Red. I don't care. But in this case, we're just going to call him Danot because that's his real name, okay? You were obsessed with getting rid of Danot. We can say get rid of, kill, however. But you were obsessed with it. And he kept on telling us, I told him, just let that shit go, man, it'll eat you alive.
Then why'd you go do
I'm just saying, listen, if you're obsessed with it and you talk about it, but you're telling us that you never said anything like that, but
I'm telling you, I did not tell him to go do that. I'm telling you, I did not pay him. I didn't know he did that until today. I did not know he did that. I didn't tell him to do that. I didn't pay him to do that. I didn't pay him to kill anybody. I believe you that he did it, now that you're telling me, but I didn't tell him to do that. I didn't pay him. I didn't tell Jeff to pay anybody. That's when I'll take polygraph.
Yeah, I just find these interviews interesting because obviously, we've talked to Chad, we've talked to Jeff. And the first thing out of Chad's mouth almost mirrors yours. He was like, dude, I didn't shoot him, but if you arrested Joe Rosebrook today, you got the right guy, quote unquote. He's the one who fucking made this happen.
I'm the one to give him the drugs, probably so he get high and go do some stupid shit.
Like I said, I don't doubt any of that.
Chad's never got one dime from me. Not one penny.
we're not talking about money though right now. We're talking about Chad saying that if we arrested you on Monday, that we got the right guy. But he's not the right guy. He had nothing to do with it. In fact, he doesn't even remember you, allegedly.
You refresh people's memories and it's amazing what they remember. But initially it was like, who? But that's just the way it happened.
But then within 2
Chad
seconds,
admitted to doing that.
but then within 2 seconds he goes, if you arrested Joe, then you got the right guy. He doesn't remember you 2 seconds ago, but then all of a sudden...
Did he say I paid him to have that?
I'm not going to tell you exactly what he tells us. It doesn't matter. I'm just saying that it's funny how these interview goes because we're so used to everybody. Initially, it was like, you got the wrong guy. As everybody says that. You got the wrong guy. Because nobody comes up and goes, yep, I did. Nobody does that. It just doesn't happen that way. So, Joe, that's what I said. When we talk to you and you deny everything, it just makes me believe, and I know I made you mad, but it makes me believe that everything coming out of our mouth isn't the truth, because there's a lot of stuff we know for a fact. It is a fact. Mm-hmm. And when you can't even admit or accept responsibility for at least things you have said, then it makes me not believe anything that comes out of your mouth. But when you and like I said, at some point in your life, you've just got to say, all right, yeah, I did that. I really did. I was pissed. I was mad. I was angry. I shouldn't be here. This asshole put me here for shit I told him not to do, but I'm still doing 8 years. I get that. And everybody's got emotions, and everybody has that anger. And I could see that and understand it. Then I'll listen to what you got to say and believe you more. But when you don't tell me anything that I didn't say that, I didn't do that, fuck Wyman. Just go forward with everything, because he's not even telling me a little bit. He's not even being honest whatsoever. And in all honesty, Joe, you have tried to start a new life down here. I give you credit for that. But you can't.
Ma'am, I'm telling you, I did not have anybody killed. I didn't tell anybody to go out and kill anybody.
Did you say in London Correctional that you wanted somebody? Yeah, I wish you were dead. Did you say that?
I might have.
Did you?
That does not mean that I said...
I'm not saying. I'm just saying, did you say, God damn that snitch, I wish he were dead?
Everybody says that shit.
I know, did you?
I might have.
Might have? Come on, Joe. Everybody says that shit. That's why I said I can't even get...
Well, I'm not going to have you say something so you can turn it around and say, I did not. I'm telling you, I didn't have Chad South go kill anybody. I didn't tell him to kill anybody. I didn't know he killed anybody. I didn't even know he was involved in this shit. Simple as that. Put it on your polygraph. I didn't know. I like took the polygraph before you told me who did it, so I could really... I didn't know who did this. In fact, back to Oscar take on Monday, or 11.
Yeah, and like I said, at that point, when you're in a prison facility, they don't have calligraphers there. I couldn't have a test arranged right away, you know, so we didn't go with that. But before we came down here, we knew, and I said, he asked for it before, so I'm going to be ready for it this time. So before we came in, we asked the availability.
You do it today, right now? Or?
Yeah, well, I called him. He's seen, because we talked to that guy, the big guy. Yeah. And he said, I got 3 of them on call right now. Let me see what I can do.
Okay.
So, yeah. But yeah, we're working with the Florida agency down here. They're interesting, though. And you're absolutely right. I can't use the test results against you. But it does, we've had very good luck with the results and them being accurate and us being able to, know that the test results help us with the investigation. Yeah, we know whether you're telling us the truth or not. So it helps us.
I would have helped you from the beginning if I knew anything, but I didn't know anything until today. I didn't know. I did not know. You asked me a question. I didn't know who killed him. That's crazy. He just got on drugs, or did he give up the other guys? Did you say there's more than one with him?
Mm. Yeah, he really fucked it up.
He don't mean it up. He just
Everything.
innocent guy.
What we actually think might have happened was, and this could be, of course, there's details in here that we're not gonna be privy to know, so we're gonna have to make speculations on why things got fucked up. Okay? So, one night, Chad's all locked up on drugs, sitting home in his basement, smoking cigarettes, and guess what happens? His basement catches on fire. And all his information that he's supposed to have regarding this Dan Ott, the right Dan Ott, goes up in flames.
Yeah, the envelope with the picture and the address and where to go.
So,
Gets burnt.
all burned out. Because he's an idiot. That's how big of an idiot this guy really is. So, now he's screwed and he's like, what the hell do I do? So he has to do his own recognizance on finding Dan Ott.
He remembers the picture. Obviously, he's an old guy.
Yeah, he knows it's an old
guy. On paper. I mean, he's seen the paper.
He's an old guy. As I said, he knows what he looks like.
But
that he doesn't have to.
Unfortunately, in Ohio, there's a couple Dan Otts.
Yeah.
I think Dan Ott's got a son named.
Oh yes, there's a junior.
Yeah, he does.
A senior and a junior.
There's at least those two are Dan Ott.
I've always thought it was somebody, because Dan Ott got in a bunch of trouble right before or right when this was happening over some stolen cars. I always thought it was somebody that he snitched on, did. I really did. And I figured you would find that out. I had no clue it was Dan Ott. I mean, Chad South.
Somebody he snitched on?
I always thought it was somebody that the old Dan Ott had snitched on when they killed somebody named Dan Ott.
Well, how many other people did he snitch on other than you?
Dan Ott?
Yeah.
You don't know about him?
I'm just asking you.
She probably does. I don't know. It was in the paper. He snitched on several people in Pennsylvania, and they ran fed, working with the feds and everything else. Is he in prison now, or what's he doing?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I know he was stealing some trailers.
Does he live in the same county, Geauga County, or Act?
Close.
He's not in the same county?
Close, but not quite.
I remember I had a Shade Lane or Shade Road or something like that.
Yeah, we would have been better off if Chad had remembered that address.
No.
Yeah. But yeah. I honestly don't know. I just know that his name got brought up, 6 months ago? He was on surveillance camera stealing trailers out of a diner.
Again?
Oh, yeah. Nothing.
How can Kurt Frazier cut up so many rollbacks and sell them and get away with it? Right before all this dumb stuff happened, I had an investigator, they was investigating them, and they were stealing two black guys stealing
Gary
rollbacks.
Phillips, is that who you had
Yeah, but
investigating?
he didn't really do it.
No, he didn't do a whole lot. I was like, that was probably the wrong guy to
Well,
hire.
they threatened him in Bellefontaine. They put one of the Low County Sheriff's cars on his thing, and then they put stick-on bullet holes on his car and scared him. I mean,
Joe, how'd you get into doing what you did?
Yeah, and that's all water over the bridge.
I really
Statute of limitations.
I really don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, how did you get into doing what you were doing for a living?
came with Kurt Frazier.
You got really good at it. You got really good at it.
Yeah. And like I said, statute of limitations over. I find it a fascinating topic, to be honest.
It's wrong. I did wrong.
How did you get so good at it?
I don't know what you mean by that. Yeah.
Well,
Your business.
yeah, you were able to really make a lot of money by switching those VIN tags on the cars, and there was, and like I said, that's all water over the bridge. But we did find it really interesting that you were able to make new cars have old registrations on them, the new trucks mostly, and make money at it. And nobody else, you never really got caught for it. I mean, there's report after report after report where you are a suspect, but the cases really never got made. You never got charged with it. So it was kind of neat that you're able to actually do that for so long.
You don't want to say?
How I got good at it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, it's something you do. I mean,
That was
it's
neat.
wrong.
Yeah, it's wrong.
But I mean, like I said, I gave statements, and you said you had a hit list of mine, but that list is everybody that I knew illegal things those people did. And I was willing to tell somebody if they was willing to work with me, but nobody was. It's not a hit list. It's everything I knew on these people and what they did wrong, and what they did illegal, and how they could. Nobody was interested.
Why was nobody interested?
That when this happened, everything went away. And that's why I honestly I thought Stout would do this, because they were really starting to investigate all these stolen rollbacks, Kurt's stolen backhoe, and all the stolen stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling them everything. And then when that happened, everything stopped. It screwed up the whole. I mean, it could have busted open one of the biggest chop shop rings. That Randy Kenton and Kurt, they go to auctions and buy a box truck or a straight truck, take it back to either Kurt's house or Kenton. Black guys in Kenton or Columbus bring them a rollback and put the bed over on it.
Mm-hmm.
They're making thousands of dollars selling rollbacks. But Annie had pictures of them. She went up and took a picture on that car lot, and the VIN tags are going off the rollback bed and stuff. She had pictures of that, gave them to Gary. Nobody did know. I mean, attorneys and nobody cared just because it's Kurt. He's still doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
You think Kurt is still doing that?
if not, they can go pick up several of them. If somebody went to the DMV and pulled all the trucks that Kurt buys through McLean, is it?
McLean had a
McLean.
press line or Kenton?
Canton. Randy got a main line out of it.
Mm-hmm.
They're on the camera buying these trucks at the auction in Fort Wayne. They take them back, and some of them they take back to the auction and sell them as rollbacks. There was a hidden VIN number on them.
Oh yeah, now there is. Yeah, there's
I
a
mean, if
couple.
somebody would really, they could pick up. Well, last I count, I had there's 52 rollbacks stolen out of Columbus, Delaware, and the three surrounding counties right there.
Anything recent?
I like I said, I came down here and started life.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cared, so I don't care either.
Nobody back at home ever says anything.
People see These black guys driving rollbacks in 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning.
Is that Boot Lips out of Columbus?
Mike, Joe,
Yep.
Spencer. You know, even the backhoe. See, that's what pissed me off too. They're charging me of all this. They found that backhoe on John Stout Stad's farm. The stolen backhoe Kurt has.
Is that the John Deere?
Yeah. I had somebody get the VIN number, serial number off the transmission on that. We ran it. It come back stolen out of Marysville. Okay. Gary Phillips went to Marysville and was talking to the detective. What do? They called the Logan County Sheriff, and they called Stout, and Stout calls Kurt. Kurt drives it to Ridgeway, get it off of Stout's farm. Wait 2 weeks, had some guy from John Deere come look at it, and he says he checked the VIN number on the injection pump in the front axle and crossed them, and that's not the backhoe stolen out of Union County. However, the backhoe in question is a 310D.
Right. It didn't match the model.
They ground the serial numbers out and restamped it. You can see where they restamped it.
Yeah.
They come back to a 410D. So it can be done in 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah, I actually
But if he got the number that I got or had gotten off of it,
I actually have the report from the John Deere rep that went and looked at that. And it does say that.
yeah,
The VIN number doesn't match the model of the backhoe.
Well, there's no serial tag. It's been removed.
And I'm not doubting that Logan County has had many an issue.
And they had a skid loader, the same thing, a New Holland skid loader. The
Yeah.
serial numbers came off of one from Nebraska.
Right. Right. And I you're right, Joe.
I know.
You're right.
I mean, if I have something, run a number off of the same backhoe, it can tell you where it's stolen from, and then they go there and then somebody else says that's not the same one. Why didn't he get that number off the transmission? If Kurt still got it, he's not allowed to sell it.
Yeah, I don't
Even
know.
the Judge O'Connor said there's something it's contraband, it should be confiscated. But if they would have, then
Yeah.
screwed the whole case up.
Right. And I get that. And I think
That's what pissed me off.
And that's why when I said earlier that I'm sure you're used to dealing with law enforcement that lies to you and tricks you and pulls. I mean, I believe that backhoe was actually on John Stout's dad's property.
It was.
It was.
We had pictures, and we have pictures of it.
So, I mean, I understand why you are so apprehensive of law enforcement. Because Logan County has had a lot of problems.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to reassure you that, one, I didn't even know of anything that was happening in Logan County at the time. And I don't even I don't even know who Larry Wood is. I do know John, but I don't deal with any of those
So he
guys.
got fired before.
Yeah, before all this came out, right?
Before Mike went to trial, he got.
We are not Logan County, nor do we work like they do. I am not here to trick you, lie to you, make shit up. I don't work like that. I'm sure that is how they at least worked back then, because all those guys are gone.
No.
And there's a reason that they're gone. But at the same time, you got sucked into a lot of their crap. So I understand why you're so leery of law enforcement. I get it. But we aren't like that at all. I couldn't live like that. I've been here 30 years. If I operated like that, I would be gone too. So I get it, Joe.
And I think hopefully, at least with some of the stuff that we've told you today, because we're not going to say everything that we know, because we can't do that.
We're just trying to prove to you that we aren't making this.
I want to prove to you that I didn't hire this guy. I didn't hire anybody to. I did not do it.
I mean, you know Eddie.
I'm telling you, I don't know him that well. I can barely remember. If I seen him on the street, I probably wouldn't recognize him.
Wow,
Was he in a Logan County jail too?
he's a lot older.
No. You met him in London. It would have been from London. Chad was Logan County. You knew Chad from Logan County. I think he went to London before you, and then you followed him to London. So, I mean, you
I
knew.
don't think he was at London very long. He wasn't there.
No. He wasn't. But you were both in Logan County. You were in county together. And then he got put in London, and then you went to London, and then he got out pretty quick. So he was not in London very long. Agreed. So, but you just knew him from before.
Yeah.
Eddie, he was a long timer coming out of Highland County, was not in Logan County Jail. You met him in London. But Chad knew him. Chad knew him from looking back in the 80s.
80s.
Was he in Arts and Craft?
Oh, yeah.
That's where I know him.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Did tats.
Did tattoos?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he kill?
What was the first?
Oh, yeah. He's going to be there for a while.
Which one was the first one that he? White man that he?
Timmy.
Yes, Tim.
That's how you got to know Timmy. Timmy let him do the tag
Tim.
first. Yeah, from the letter.
He's the first. Again, you're gonna have to bear with me on the pictures because we're trying to keep them in the time frame that you might
Recognize him from.
That's Tim Meinhardt.
Don't recognize. No.
That's the first white guy that let Eddie tat him off.
Yeah. But at the same time, you may not have been very close to Timmy, but Eddie was.
Yeah.
And Eddie.
And Timmy knew what was going on.
Right. And Timmy needed some money, so he was trying to get Eddie to help him out and hook up with Chad to do this thing. Because Chad was already out and getting ready to do it. So now Eddie's like, hey, Timmy, hook up with Chad, maybe he'll take you with
Just
you.
because Jeff had my money, you arrested him.
No, not just because of that. It's definitely not just because of that, but that's what started it. That's what started us looking at Jeff
That
and
letter
asking questions.
that I showed you from Eddie to Chad talking about Tim Meinhardt getting out. Remember that? Tim gets out on April 13th. This is whether you can see it. I don't know. This is from London Correctional. Let's see, where's Tim? I was going to find his name here. This is Tim, right there. April 13th, 2006. That was his release date.
When did this happen?
Homicide?
Yeah. May or?
May 26, 2006. Yeah.
So he just gets out on April 13th. Those records right there completely confirm everything that we've got on that letter.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe's problem. And Eddie tells us who Joe is. He reaffirms who Joe is.
Right. And there's so much in this case, it's really ridiculous. And
I didn't have to show you any of that
Right.
stuff. I could just wait but
that's a pinch of the file, literally a pinch.
I just want we want to be able to show you that we're not blowing smoke up your ass.
I don't believe you. You showed me enough right there.
That we're being.
Oh, that doesn't even go into the whole issue of, the phone in the prison and the wiretap on the phone and records from that phone and who's calling who. There's so much in this case, Joe, and you know it. But it's not.
How many years ago has that been?
That's been a while.
Statute of limitations on that?
Not on a murder case, not if it's all tied to. As far as, are you worried about the indictment that was going down on that
Aiding,
phone?
abetting, escape or something?
Yeah.
With your daughter?
Yeah, we and actually, we pulled that indictment on that phone because we were ready to arrest Annie and Penny and Lindsay and even Jeff because he called them all on that phone. But actually, we pulled the indictment because we were like, do we really want to... Attorney General's office really wanted to put pressure on you by arresting your family. And we came in and were like, you know what, is that the right thing to do? Is that really the right thing to do? Because just because we don't pick family, just because Joe's talking to his family, do we really jam up the family because they're talking to their dad. And at that time, I think Lindsay was in Ohio State. She was just a freshman in college. And we would literally have ruined her life. And we pulled that because that really wasn't the right thing to do. Even though it would have put a lot of pressure on you, and that was the purpose of it, it wasn't the right thing to do, so we pulled it. And you're right, the statute of limitations has expired on that. But the records from all of that are in this case. And they are useful. They're very useful. I'm just saying, there's so much
Why
in
am
this
I
case.
charged with that? Again, why is that charge added on?
That's not added on to this.
It's added on like one of my charges, aiding and abetting the escape.
That was when you were in London Correctional. That was
The charge I
that.
got right now, there should have been, it's right on my charge.
It should just be aggravated murder charge. To be honest, that's the warrant I got. I got that warrant. It's aggravated murder,
And then
aiding and
after
abetting.
that, It's right after, it's got the code number and all
I don't know anything about that. I honestly don't. I got a warrant for your arrest for aggravated murder, and that was it. That's it.
And what she's saying about your family, that those charges were coming down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We went to grand jury on that and everything. And they were coming down, and with the Attorney General's office. And then we sat down and we were like, is that really the right thing to do? Yeah, we wanted to put a shit ton of pressure on you, no doubt. But was that the right way to do
that.
it?
Well, even when you said, you met me down there in London, or Lebanon,
Lebanon.
I was going to get, I couldn't tell you, I couldn't confess to something I didn't know anything about. You want me to confess to this? I didn't know anything about it. Honestly, I didn't. You can ask that in the public. I didn't know who killed him. I mean, as simple as that. That's probably what it would have took to get him out of it, but I couldn't help you. So why waste?
If you didn't know, why did this happen then?
I did not know they was going to go do this.
Why did this happen then?
Ask Chad South.
He says because you told him to.
No.
Well, then try to make me understand that.
I haven't even talked to him for so many years. I don't even.
But just try to make me understand then how this happened. If you didn't want this to happen, okay, then why did this happen? In your mind, okay,
They want to make some money somehow. They thought I was going to pay something.
Listen, you've had 9 years to think about this, okay? 9 years. And like she said, at some point in your life, you had to have known that this day was going to come. You had to have. She told you that. She told you. So at some point, so you had to think about this.
I thought the case was solved. I really did.
Why did you think it was solved?
I think it was John told me they ended up solving it, that he was involved with drugs. And
Is that Punk?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was thinking he told me he read it online or something.
Who was involved in drugs?
That Dan
The
Ock
victim?
got killed and his cheating on his wife or whatever, his girlfriend.
Well, that's I said. That poor girlfriend really went through hell on
I
this
thought
case.
you solved it. I really did.
No. There was a lot of conjecture, a lot of speculation. Hell, the damn case made a book. And
It's a
poor
book.
Marianne is the one who is named in the book as the girlfriend.
Okay.
And her name has been drug out for 9 years as being responsible for the death of Dan Ott, her boyfriend. And we didn't tell anybody about the case and what we were working on, what the real cause was. So we had to allow the media to run with whatever they were saying. And that poor girl got drugged through it all. It wasn't right.
No, it isn't.
I mean, we wanted to tell them, hey, time out, take it easy on her. She had nothing to do with this. But we couldn't do that.
So do you think Chad just went with this because he thought he was going to get money? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yeah. I never told him what I paid. I never hired him, never told him to get any money, never told him to do it.
Well,
Did he tell you before he left that he was gonna
I don't
earn money, that he was gonna do this, but he was gonna, find a way to get it done? Did he tell you before he left that he was gonna get this done?
I think one day he just gone. I don't remember knowing him leave.
Joe, can you
They
tell?
remember talking to him and then.
Well, everybody knows their leave dates, and Chad says he talks to you daily. You had to at least known he was leaving.
No, I didn't.
Can you tell me though then
I
why?
don't remember.
Can you tell me then if you believe that Chad did this because he thought he was going to get paid. In your mind, why do you think he thought that? Why do you think Chad South thought if he did this act, he was going to get paid?
I didn't tell him that.
But why do you think he, I mean, you're telling
Who did he go to for money?
But what I'm asking is, though, you're saying, though, that he thought he was going to get paid. So somehow, at some point, Chad thought he was going to get paid. If he got out of jail, he was going to get paid for doing
I
this.
never told him about the paying.
Okay, I understand. That's what you're telling me. But why do you think he thought?
He's an idiot. He's a bonehead idiot, I'm telling you.
But how did it get brought up? Somebody had to have put it in his
Like
head.
I said, jailhouse talk, but I didn't tell him to go kill anybody.
Did you tell anyone else that got back to Chad? Did you tell anybody else about, like I said?
Oh, Terry always talk about, he's going to do this and now. I'm just going to do my time. Yeah, he always try to get me to talk about doing it, or he's going to do this and that. Whatever he do, you do. I'm not.
So Terry Curran showed interest in taking care of your problem.
He wanted me to.
Was he
tell him to do something?
Was he pushing for it then? Was he pushing for you to take care of the problem?
He tried to tell me he would do this, he would do that. And I said, I'm just going to do my 10 years.
Why was he doing that? Was he trying
money.
to be? Was he,
money, I guess.
Was he trying to be your buddy?
I mean, I kicked it with him. He's supposedly a third cousin of mine,
Oh, is he really?
but I don't claim him. I mean, I've got a cousin with the same last name, and that's his cousin too. So.
I guess you're related somehow.
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Mm.
Somehow Chad thought he was going to get paid for this.
Yeah, took it up on himself. Because I'm telling you, and Chad can't tell you I offered to pay, because I didn't. Did not tell him to do that. Boneheaded and ruined a lot of lives.
Yeah, he did.
I'm sorry it happened, but I couldn't control it. I didn't put this act out there to happen. And damn sure didn't tell Jeff to pay Chad South or anybody for doing anything like that. And when I did tell him, he knew what the money was for. It was never.
If you didn't do it, then who put it out there? That's what we're trying to figure out. Someone had to put it out there. It had to come from someone.
Well, it wasn't me.
But who? I mean, like I said, it's been 9 years. And again, you've had to have known that at some point we would be coming back into your life.
Well, I didn't. Like I said, I thought the case was solved.
I will go back when you didn't think it was solved.
I still didn't. I didn't have nothing to do with it. So, what do you want me to do?
I'm just trying to help you out here because you're telling me that you.
I offered to take a polygraph when I was in London or Lebanon to show that I didn't know anything about this case. I didn't. I honestly thought Stout. I mean, and then she told me she checked Stout's phone or Kurt's phone records and stuff. And he wasn't in that area.
No, he wasn't.
Supposedly there was supposed to be a red car involved. Well, I did. Kurt's nephew had a red car, and his sister had a red car.
Hey, how are you doing, Sarge? Okay. Yes, I'll be right on.
What are you doing now?
What do you mean? Down here?
Yeah, for a little.
Fixing up rental properties, buying rental properties. My girlfriend does. Houses, selling.
How many you have?
5 rentals. She's got one sold, got a down payment on it. We bought another one. A lot cheaper around this area. Was over by St. Cloud. They're cheaper around here, half the price, There's not as much money around this area.
No.
Didn't buy it. I'm paying a few trucks, a few vehicles. But
Got any good cars?
she got a Corvette,
No.
61. one house we bought it's got an in-ground pool, needed all the screen replaced. One guy had an El Camino we tried to paint, he screwed it all up. So I made a deal with him, I'd paint his El Camino if he put all new screen on it. That's what I put in there.
How old were you when you started doing all that stuff?
13.
Really?
I worked in the body shop when I got out of school every evening.
13 years old. Is that when
For $1 an hour, $1.40, we got rated $1.25 an hour.
when did you start getting into the not so legal activities? How old?
I remember hang with Kurt Fraser.
When did you meet him?
Kind of knew him all my life, but don't know what he. Last I heard, he was working at a chicken farm, building a chicken farm or buildings or something. He's always coming up with different roadblocks. And that's one thing when they go through them auctions. It's on video, everything they sell, what it looks like when it leaves there. And Kurt has a card to buy and sell through that auction. And then it's on video what they look like when they come back through. But a lot of stuff, I guess, they're taking out west, Nebraska, somewhere or something.
Have you been talking? Who have you been talking to since you've been in here? Your girlfriend or who?
Mm-hmm.
Is that how you're finding out about your brother?
Mm-hmm.
What's she been saying? Anything?
You probably listen to it. Somebody told her he thought he took Jeff to Geauga County or something.
He's gonna go. I think actually today he's coming up to our facility. I want to think maybe this weekend you're gonna follow.
There's over 600 people in this damn jail.
Is it?
All Logan County is big with 140 something, 150.
Ours isn't very big.
And is it old or?
It's fairly about 10 years.
Good.
Pretty quick.
How many years old?
You know, I'm not even sure, to be honest with you.
I mean, 100 or 100?
Maybe a couple hundred. It's not big by any means, but like I said, it's in pretty decent shape. So, what do you think your brother's gonna do about his bond?
I don't know.
He keeps on saying that he's gonna get himself out. Does he have that kind of money?
I don't know what he got.
Well, he did pretty good for himself too.
Up a Honda, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how he got in trouble just because he had money in mine. As far as I know, there's never been money paid out to anybody. So, which is dumb. I think they're gonna make some quick money.
And you know, like I said, I mean, I can't really make things go away. I can't make any deals or anything like that. But you know, hypothetically speaking, okay, because you've been not denying this the whole time. You wanted this to happen, okay? You wanted it to happen. And let's just say hypothetically you had some part in it, in the planning process and everything like that. You wanted this guy, the picture of the old man, you wanted him taken out. You didn't want this guy taken out. You didn't want him. This is on Chad. This really isn't on you.
Exactly.
This is on Chad, because he's the one who.
And I did tell him to do it. I didn't tell him to kill anybody. So we're good to go.
The polygrapher, or CBSA operator, he's coming in. He's going to meet with us back at the main office at 11:30 to go over the case. So we're going to let you get lunch. And then we're gonna have to take you to a different building because it's a different test.
Okay.
And that probably, it looks like he said about 1 o'clock.
So I'm taking a polygraph
Yeah.
to prove to you that I did not hire anybody to do this, didn't have any knowledge of who did it, and I didn't pay anybody to do this. I mean, that's what I'm taking polygraph for. All this jailhouse stuff, I'm leaving that for the trial or whatever. I didn't tell Chad South to go kill anybody. I mean, if it happened, it happened, but I didn't tell him to go kill anybody.
We have to go over the operator.
I understand, but I'm telling you what I'm taking polygraph for.
We don't know what kind of questions he
We're
has.
gonna go over
Okay.
the, because
We have
like I
no
said,
idea.
he's gotta figure out.
But I want to take one to prove to you that I had the knowledge of this.
He'll come up with the questions, and like I said, he'll go over all the questions before,
Mm-hmm.
He even asks
Beforehand.
him that. He'll go over them with you.
and he'll explain the test and everything to you. Okay, so that way you understand it. So whatever questions he asks, that's the questions. We cannot have any part in that.
It's gotta be a neutral person.
Yeah, he's gonna have to be the one administering it to you.
We're not here to trick you or anything. That's why we have neutral people doing it. They know nothing in this case. So we have to meet with them to at least go over the questions he has to ask.
But I'm trying to tell you why I'm taking this. You guys you want me to prove that I had nothing to do with it. I don't know how to prove it.
Well, we know why you're taking it. We know why you're taking it.
Okay.
Okay. But like I said, they're going to let you get some lunch because we've been in here a little while. And then we got to meet with the guy administering the test and we'll bring you to another building. Okay? All right.
How'd you like some of the pictures I posted on Facebook?
Honestly, he was looking at the cars. I thought Penny and Lindsay looked fantastic.
The wedding?
They looked really good. Yes.
I'm
You
talking
did good
about,
with that.
I'm talking about something like that one black guy's got a nose about 6 inches long, mouth about that big.
You're not gonna put anything on Facebook that you don't want anybody to see, so.
I did think your girls look good.
I'm about to put it on there and think about it and take it back home. I don't know.
Social media, times have changed.
Well, yeah.
All right, Joe.
We'll see you in a little bit, okay, Joe?
All right.
Hey Joe, how you doing? Good. I'm John Seppert. I'm with the Sheriff's Office here in Citrus County.
Okay.
Obviously, you're in custody, right?
Yeah, I'm free.
You're free, free to go.
Yeah.
Not. Yeah, that's not a part of the program today.
No.
So, do you know what you're charged with?
Yeah.
What are they charged
Sure,
with?
it was murder or ag murder or something.
Aggravated murder. All right. And then I guess some investigators came from Ohio today and talked to you this morning, right? How'd that go?
Well, I told him I'd take a polygraph to prove
Right.
I didn't know who killed this man. I didn't know it was going to happen. I didn't order it done. I didn't pay nobody. No one was ever paid. And my brother had nothing to do with it.
Okay. Awesome.
That's what I told him I'd take a polygraph to.
Right. Awesome. So then I guess they asked if you wanted to come over and take a polygraph. CVSA is what we use. And you agreed, and that's why
Yeah.
you and I are both here, right?
Yep.
Okay. So just so that I'm clear, you're Joseph
No.
E. Rosebrook.
No.
Who are you?
Joe Rosebrook.
You just go by Joe?
My birth certificate says Joe.
Okay. All right. What's your date of birth, Joe? Got that right. Did you give him a phone number when you got arrested?
I did.
What's your phone number?
My girlfriend's phone number.
What is it? And what's your social security number? Awesome. All right. Just some plain demographics just to make sure that we're talking to the right person. All right. So basically what we use here, it's called a CVSA. It's a computerized voice stress analysis. A little different than a polygraph. Have you had a polygraph before? No? You've never taken any type of...
I tried to get them to give me one, but I was in prison at the time and they didn't want to go through the hassle.
Right? Okay. So you've never taken a polygraph exam or a CVSA exam?
No.
Okay. And then, so get back to what this is. Basically it works on a couple of things. But the main thing it works on is frequencies in your voice, right? It's just real simple.
Mm-hmm.
Some AM and FM. Kind of makes your tone of your voice, and also talks, when we talk normal, and I ask you a question like, did you rob the bank this morning? And obviously you didn't because you're in jail.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no stress, right? But if I ask you, are you in custody for aggravated murder?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you got to answer that question, might be a little stress there, right? Because you are. Pretty much.
They're just yes or no questions.
That's all they are, yes or no questions. I'll ask you 9. Only 2 of them are actually relevant to the case that you're here, you know, for.
Okay.
And I'll tell you what they are when we get rolling through here.
I'm not afraid. I'm not.
Right, good. We're gonna knock it out then. So the first thing I'm gonna do is, I've got one form I'm gonna have you sign. Can you read and write English?
I can read and write. I can't see real good without my glasses.
Do you want me to read it to you? I'll be glad to read it to you.
Yeah, I mean, legally.
So I'll print your name for you,
I mean, I can read and write. I just can't read. I can't.
but you need glasses. I'll read it for you now. It says, I, and you're gonna print your name there. On behalf of myself, heirs, successors, assigns, do hereby voluntarily, without duress, coercion, promise, reward, or immunity, submit to the examination by voice stress analysis, truth verification technique, do hereby release, absolve, and forever hold harmless the NITV, which is the National Institute for Truth Verification, and the Citrus County Sheriff's Office, its servants, agents, and anyone acting in its behalf, from any and all claims, demands, or other damages from any matter, act, or thing arising out of aforesaid examination. That means this one. I understand this examination may be videotaped. I have a recorder in my pocket. I'm just gonna put it right there. It may be videotaped. I release into the possession of NITV and the Citrus County Sheriff's Office all materials, recordings, and all other documents for the purpose of testimony and or training. All that means is, I'm going to put a copy of what you sign, a copy of the recording, and our evidence locker so that it's there for any purpose throughout this case.
Yep.
All right, that's all it means. And if you agree to that, then I'll have you print your name, and I'm going to have you sign. Can you do it with your handcuffs on?
Yeah,
Okay. Fantastic. You know what today is?
About the 3rd, isn't it?
June 3rd. You know what time it is?
Saying about 17.
No, it's 1:17.
17 after what I get ready to say. I wasn't gonna say military time.
That's fine.
You go with that, dude?
Just whatever strikes me in the mood. So because you're in custody, this is a criminal case. Doesn't really matter what type of criminal case, it is one. I'm going to Mirandize you. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand?
Yes.
Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand?
Yes.
You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while you're being questioned. Do you understand?
Yes.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, will be appointed to represent you before any question if you wish. Do you understand?
Yes.
You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Do you understand?
Yes.
Do you understand each of the rights that I've explained to you?
I do.
And I need you to check yes or no. And having these rights in mind, do you wish to talk to me now?
Well, we should do a polygraph. Is that what you're
Or
talking
you
about?
want to talk to me about it and go through the whole examination process?
Yes.
Okay. Then I need you to check yes, then sign. And I'm just going to note on there that you're signing Joe and not Joseph. Just because I don't want you to think that's going to be a technicality somewhere that might get you out of something. Right? Joe, Joseph, I could care less. You're the guy that
Tim,
we
I
have
think it's
here.
all the same.
Right. All right, man. So, tell me a little bit of why you think you're being charged with the ag battery. Why do you think that they picked Joe Rosebrook out of the whole United States to charge with aggravated battery?
Well, it started.
Aggravated murder.
I got in, one of their informants was named Dan Ott, and a guy next county over.
What's he an informant for?
He wore a wire on me, and I went to prison
For what?
for conspiracy to ag murder, tampering, and receiving stolen property.
On who?
Dan Ott.
Oh, okay.
He's an old guy, like 60, probably 70-something now. So
Right.
last name or whatever. But a guy was killed that was like
Dang, he's about dead anyhow. What do you want to kill him for?
Exactly. But that's why I was in prison for doing, he talked me into killing one or an informant or whatever. And a guy with the same name was killed while I was in prison.
Right.
And they assumed I had somebody do it, and I didn't.
That's a pretty big assumption on somebody's part.
Yeah, I was in prison. I guess they caught the guy that did it.
Right.
And I'm trying to tell him, I did not hire this guy. I didn't tell him to go kill anybody. I didn't pay him. There's no money. They arrested my brother because he held my money when I was in
Right.
prison. And he's never paid nobody. I didn't even know who killed this guy until today. They told me.
Right.
I didn't know this guy went and killed him.
Hmm.
And I wanted to prove to him that I didn't know who killed this guy.
Right.
I mean, I couldn't come forward because they wanted me to confess to something I didn't do. Didn't
Sure.
have anything to do with it.
Sure. Who wants to do that?
Yeah, just, they harassed my family, and there's nothing I can do. I can't tell them who did it or
Right.
when I didn't know. They told me today, and this guy confessed to it or whatever, and he's saying that, jailhouse talk or whatever. I told him, somebody snitched on you, you'd like to see something happen to him, but I
Right.
didn't tell him to go kill anybody. I didn't
Right.
pay him.
That jailhouse talk will get you every time,
Yeah,
man.
I'm gonna sell a loan for us.
You got that right.
Yeah. There's nothing in there. You get to talking, you're aggravated and stuff, and some of the cops, well, 3 of the cops that was on my case, they all been fired for corruption and stuff. And, I was pissed off because they set me up and the way they railroaded me, I was pissed off.
Right.
You talk about doing things to people, but to actually going out and doing it,
Right.
no.
Whole different story.
Yeah. I feel a little bit guilty because, it happened, but I didn't tell somebody to go do it. I didn't pay nobody to go do it.
Right. Is the guy that actually went up and did the murder, is he one of the guys that your jailhouse talked
Mhm.
with?
I was in the county jail with him, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right. You don't remember any conversations that you had with him? I mean,
Oh, we talk about things we like to do to, just, sit back and shoot somebody with a bow and arrow or in the leg or something. We talk about stuff like that, but not going out and just going and killing somebody.
right.
In fact, on the case where I was charged with, I told the guy I don't want to go through it. I can't have no part of killing nobody. I can't. I didn't have no part of it.
Well, the difference in having a part of the actual
Right.
murder as opposed to still
I
wanting
couldn't have that on
somebody
my
killed.
conscience. I couldn't
Right.
do it. No, I can't.
Well, so anyhow, it ends up that somebody else dies? Is that my
A
understanding
guy
of
with the
it?
same name as the guy that wore the wire on me.
Right.
But there's like 50 years age difference. And I think
So how
the
did,
guy thought he would go out and kill him and then get a hold of me and I would pay him money. He's never I didn't even know he did it. He never contacted me. I didn't know.
he started to say he's never called you, or
Never.
contacted you. How would,
He's a druggie. I guess he just got high on something and thought he'd be cool and go do it, I guess.
right?
They don't tell me all the details, but I'm just what I found out today about it,
Well, I think anybody would just have to automatically imagine that he had some expectation of payment.
Yeah. But there's I couldn't pay him, but no one's ever contacted me saying, hey, I did it, or I did it, I got the wrong guy. I didn't know.
Right.
I couldn't
So if
understand.
he'd have called you and said, hey, I did it,
If he'd have
would you
done
have
that,
paid him?
no, I would have got was in law enforcement and wore a wire and just proved myself that I didn't tell him to go do it.
Right.
So
How would you do that? How would you prove that you didn't?
I said I would talk to him. I would talk to him somehow, being recorded,
Right. I mean, because he's obviously gonna go back and mention the other jailhouse conversations, I would think. Remember when we were sitting in the bunk and you said, boy, I'd like to have that guy killed?
I never put it that way.
No? How do you think you put it?
Well, I don't remember because it's been 15 years ago or whatever.
Right.
No, it's been 12 years ago, 10,
Right.
10 12 years ago.
06, right? 2006?
05, 04.
Right. All right.
I feel bad. I mean, I feel bad that just for talking like that and something like that happened.
Yeah.
I'm sick of my stomach about it.
Do you feel any responsibility for the guy getting killed? Because you spoke with somebody who actually ended up going out and killing him?
I don't know if I'm responsible.
I said,
I
do you
did-
feel any responsibility for it?
For talking, I probably do, but had I known he was going to do that, I'd have never, I'd have stopped. I mean, I wouldn't even never let him. I didn't know he was even going to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He talks all the time. He tells you, he's just a talker. It's just talk.
Right. There's always those guys out there,
Total idiot.
right? So he's in jail, I guess.
They said they arrested him,
All right.
They arrested my brother because, well, like I said, when I was locked up, my brother controlled my money. Well, I don't know if they think because he had my money but as far as I know, no money's ever been changed hands.
Right.
I never told my brother, which I didn't even know who killed him, so how could I tell my brother to give this guy any money,
All right. Yeah, I mean, I agree. You're in jail. You don't know what happens outside of jail.
Today's the first
right?
day I found out that who actually killed him. I didn't know, and I knew I didn't have no part of it, other than the same name. I mean, it looks bad. It looked bad on me. Yeah, they kept pointing the direction at me,
Right.
and that's what they come up with. But
What would be the whole reason that you did want Daniel Law dead?
I didn't. Well, nobody did.
Oh, all right. Let me rephrase it then. Obviously, there's some bad blood between you and Daniel somewhere.
He talked me in so he could get out of some trouble. He talked me in, said he would put a hit on an informant that, set me up. And he talked me into it, and I gave him money. But then I said, no, Dan, I don't want to go through with it. Right after I said, I don't want to go through with it. Forget it. I told him several times, I don't want to go through with it.
Right.
He said, okay, I'll give your money back to you next time I see you or whatever. But because he didn't give my money back, then I was charged.
How much money?
$2,000.
That's all it takes to get somebody off?
No,
So
it was
it's $2,000?
15. It was going to be 15,000. It was 2,000 down.
Right.
Like a dumbass. And then as soon as he left, he went out the driveway, and I was calling him and told him I don't want to go through with it. He had already had it on wire, and the judge, said because I paid and didn't get my money back. Well,
All right. Who was the guy that you had paid him to kill? Okay. And what do you want him dead for?
because he flat out set me up.
On what? I mean, I don't know.
He-
Nothing
he-
to really do with our case here, but I mean,
Stolen vehicles and equipment.
oh, okay. Is that what you did when
He
you were
took my
out?
enclosed trailer and put a stolen car in it, then parked it on his property, and then called the law and said there's a stolen car. That's what started the whole thing.
Wow.
And I told him, he would call me when I was at an auction, wanted to borrow my trailer, and I told him no, because I own my race car to the track with it. And he came and got it before I got back from the track.
Right.
And he took it and put this stolen Nova in it, and then he took it and it was parked in an alley behind his property. Well, then he called, he let the law come and look at it, because it's on his property. There was a stolen 70 Nova in it, like a show car.
Matching numbers? That matching
I
numbers
don't
on
know, I've never
the
seen the
engine,
car.
transmission?
I've never seen the car, I don't know.
I mean, otherwise, it's not worth it to me if it's not going to have matching numbers where it's actually going to be worth some money.
We got a 61 Vet that don't have matching numbers. It's got, it's all been updated. and stuff.
Right.
They say it's worth just as much as original because you can drive it. It's got air conditioning. I mean, it's
Right.
power steering, disc brakes, and all that.
If I buy something like that, it's going to be all matching,
but they pick
all
them apart.
original, man.
If it's
Just
gotta
like
be
you got to
a-
find one.
Yeah.
You got to find it. Well, obviously, and don't tell you about it because I don't want to get stolen.
I ain't done nothing since I got out.
There you go.
I'm trying to start a new life,
Good. All right. So I guess some of the issues that they're trying to resolve with this is actually what your conversation with Chad would have been in jail, right? Because Chad's the guy that shot the wrong person, right? The wrong Daniel Ott. But when you were in jail, what was some of the conversations that the two of you had?
I don't remember ever telling him to kill him.
I'm not saying that. I'm asking you, what kind of conversations did you have with him?
Oh, we just talked like, I mean, I'm sick person. We're talking, just talking about like pouring acid on him and just dumb stuff like that,
Right.
torturing him because he was a snitch. There's nothing as far as killing anybody ever
Right.
came up. And I never told him I'd pay him to have somebody killed.
Right. So tell me about the acid. I mean, that's pretty extreme.
I know. It's
Right.
sick. It's gross.
I mean, where would you come up with, let me pour some
I think
acid on
he would
somebody?
he'd come up with shit and we'd laugh about it.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever at any point tell Chad not to hurt Daniel Ott?
I've never told him to hurt him.
That wasn't the
No.
question.
No, I'm
The
sorry.
question was, did you ever tell Chad not to hurt Daniel Ott?
I had no knowledge that he was going to hurt
That
him.
wasn't the question.
Okay.
The question's very yes or
Okay,
no.
okay.
Did you ever tell Chad South, right? Isn't that his name?
Yes, yes.
Not to hurt in any fashion Daniel Ott?
No.
That's pretty simple.
Right.
Right.
I understand what you're saying.
So all of the conversations that you had with Chad about Daniel, Mr. Ott, was fashioned around how can we hurt him or do something to him because he's a snitch, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. And I guess, I don't know what the detectives this morning when they were talking to you what did they tell you that Chad told them about you? Did they tell you anything?
The only thing they told me was when they questioned him about or something, he said they told him, or he told them to come talk to me, Joe Rosebrook.
Right.
That's all they told me.
Okay. And why do you think that would be? What do you think out of the thousands of people he was in
Because
DOC
of what we
with?
talked about, that I assume that's why he went and did that.
Right.
Just want to be cool. He's an idiot. I mean, I can't put any.
He might be.
Total idiot.
Right. He might be.
I mean, I was trying to go on and do my time, and hopefully I could have got out a little early. I didn't want something like this going on. I
Right.
was trying to, in prison, I got my GED, I was trying to do everything right,
Right.
and then something like that happened, well, that's screwed me, I did the whole
No,
thing.
it's a minor setback.
Yeah,
All right. Other than acid, what else you guys talk about?
bow and arrow.
A bow and arrow.
Yeah.
Well,
I didn't remember that till they brought it up.
Right.
I don't remember that.
Well, like tie him up,
Ball batting and stuff like that.
right? Ball at him,
He's an old man, I mean, you didn't want to kill him, you just wanted to,
right?
put him in some pain. It was never nothing about killing him.
All right. Cool. So what else do you think? You remember any? I mean, how long were you guys in jail together?
Like 8 months, probably.
So you probably had more than 3 conversations, right? Ball, bat,
Probably.
acid, and a bow and arrow. Think of anything else?
I don't remember. I've had so much on my mind, and
Right.
I don't remember. I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't remember all this.
Yeah, I'm not looking that you remember everything, but
Mhm.
I'm sure that there's probably a couple of conversations
Mhm.
that come to memory fairly quick when they talked to you this morning about Chad South, right?
Yeah.
Probably a couple of times you talked to him that you probably felt like,
Like I went to the same prison as him, and I can only remember talking to him one time at that prison.
right?
I mean, they say that there's people said I walked the track. I don't remember walking the track, but I don't remember talking to him about anything. I don't remember that.
Right.
I mean, I ain't lying. I just,
All right. Okay. With the information that you have now, and you don't really know we don't know what they told Chad or what Chad told them.
I don't.
What do you think the reason for Chad going and killing that guy would be?
She told me that he just got out of prison and wanted to make some fast money, and went and did it, I guess. And then I guess when he realized he did the wrong person, he never contacted me, never tried to get money up, because I didn't tell him to do it anyway. He just thought he could do it. I would pay him. I mean, he thought I had a lot of money. I didn't have that kind of money. My wife took, ex-wife took it all.
What do you mean? If he had got the right guy and called you,
He probably would have thought he got money, but
Right.
I still wouldn't have paid, because I wasn't on that. I would have wore a wire on him and cleared myself that I didn't tell him to go kill anybody. You know?
sure, and you may not have.
I did.
Right? I'm not gonna say that. Would you be unhappy if he went and killed the right Daniel Ott? Would you have been unhappy?
Honestly, no. But
That's probably the most honest answer I'll get out of you today, right?
I'm gonna try to be honest with you. I'm not.
Everybody tries.
Well,
They don't always succeed.
yeah. But I mean, what Dan did, it's not that bad. I forgive and forget. And like I said, I went on
Right.
my life, and I was trying to get my life back together.
All right.
I mean, I could think of other people I'd rather have something done to than him, but
Right.
not killing somebody. That's
Have
just
you ever asked somebody to go kill someone else?
Dan on.
Have you ever asked
No,
anybody to kill anybody
No.
else?
no.
Have you ever killed anyone?
No.
Have you ever poured acid on somebody?
No.
Or beat them with a baseball bat?
I've never harmed another human being in my life. Never been in a fight.
All right. Is there anything that you think is pertinent to me as far as, information that might be helpful for formulating some questions? What kind of questions do you think would be good to help further this case?
The only thing I can help you with is I had no knowledge of who killed him. I didn't tell him, didn't pay anybody. I didn't tell Dan or Chad South to go kill Dan off. I didn't have no, and my brother never paid anybody. I never told anybody I was going to pay him to kill anybody.
Right.
He
So
did it
let's
all
use
for
that.
himself.
Let's use the one question that you had right there. Did you ask Chad South to kill Daniel Ott?
No.
That will make that a question.
Yeah.
All right. It's pretty simple.
Yep.
What else do you think would be a good question for you here?
Like I told him, I had no knowledge who killed him until today. They thought I knew all along who did it, and I did.
Right.
It's on the floor. Now, I keep holding it. And then you can ask me if I've ever told my brother to pay anybody for having somebody killed. Because I didn't.
Well, you never told him. You might have
I never.
mentioned it.
No.
Well, this is how I like to do things. I like to stick with the person that's sitting in front of me and finding out the most relevant questions that I can for that person, because those are really the most important. Why are you here today?
Right.
Because you've been arrested for aggravated murder, period. So we're going to find out a couple of quick things. Just do me a favor and turn your chair kind of face the wall. Yes, sir. There you go. And you can slide it over towards the table a little bit. There you go. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. So you're not gonna have a bond or anything till you get up to Ohio, are you? They got you as a fugitive here?
Well, I thought I was on probation when I got out. PRC they call it, and I transferred it down here.
Right.
It's like I didn't waive my right to I want to go back and deal with it. I'll go back. I want to go back to Ohio and get it dealt with. I didn't run. In fact, I thought they'd already solved the case.
Right.
I mean, I thought they solved it.
It sounds like they've solved why, who killed him.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just why, right?
Yep.
What color paint do you think the wall is?
Oh, aqua,
Aqua?
tan, right?
I'll go with tan.
What color's aqua?
If you're seeing aqua, that's like a green. You're in
Oh, I'm
bad
sorry.
shape.
I'm sorry. I'm not colorblind.
You know what today is?
Date,
Yeah. You know what day it is? Monday
Wednesday the 3rd.
is Wednesday. You know what month it is?
June.
Right on. Do you know what the definition of murder is?
Yes.
What is it? Or as best you can give it to me.
To kill someone, take another person's life.
Okay. That's pretty close. Do you know where we're at located geographically? You know what county we're in, or
Citrus.
we're in Citrus County? Do you know where we are
I
right
go by here
now
all
in
the time. I live right
Lecanto?
down the road here.
So you know this to be Lecanto?
Right.
So if I ask you, are we in Lecanto, you would agree?
I agree.
Cool. Do you have a valid driver's license?
I do.
What do you drive?
Type of vehicle.
Hmm?
2014 Dodge Ram dually.
You ever been stopped, given a speeding citation or anything?
No.
Never got a ticket at all?
Not since I've been out, no.
Anywhere? Ever?
No.
You ever driven over the speed limit at all?
Oh, yes.
What's the fastest you think you've gone?
Probably 90.
Oh, that's it?
It's,
Oh,
it's easy to do with that truck. They got
Oh.
Cummins in it.
I mean, like in any car, how fast, what do you think, in any vehicle? You do race cars, right?
Yeah. State Patrol said he clocked me once doing 140, and then by the time he got me clocked again, I down to 124.
Holy smokes. That's cooking. Alright, sit there 1 second. Pretty simple so far?
Yep, that's it, the main thing I want.
How many polygraphs have you taken
Never
in the past? Never?
prove to them, I told them, they asked me if I knew who killed Dan Martin, and I told today I didn't know.
Right? Awesome. Okay. Have you been interviewed by the investigators before from up in Ohio?
Yes,
Okay.
and I didn't know, couldn't tell them nothing,
Right.
I didn't know.
Okay. Alright. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to ask you a series of questions, only 9 of them. Alright? And only 2 of them are relevant to the investigation. The rest of them are what we call irrelevant questions. Because I'm going to ask you questions that are going to be truthful. So whenever you answer them, I get an honest response. You and I both know it's going to be an honest response.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you 2 questions that are going to be known lies. All right? And that gives me a baseline that, okay, you and I both know that you're lying to this question. Right? You understand that?
Yeah.
And then obviously the 2 questions that are pertinent to the investigation, the reason that you're here, and, you know, hopefully you're going to do fine on them. Right? I don't see any reason why not.
Mm-hmm.
All right? So this is what I'm going to have you do. I want you to put your feet up, looks like you're sitting up. You got anything in your shoes? Take your shoes off for me. All right. Put your shoes back on. I want you to just kind of keep your hands flat if you can. Just, you can. All right, just don't put them together. Just kind of keep them straight. All right, can you sit up a bit for me? We don't like slouching in the classroom. We'll put this right on your lapel. And what I want you to do is I just want you to keep your voice up just like it has been while we've been talking, right? No reason to try to lower your voice or do anything else. It only shows a sign of deception when you do that, okay? The object of this is if you're innocent, it'll show you're innocent, right?
Yep.
It's
Supposed to.
It's supposed to. If you're not telling me the truth, or you try to deceive the machine, it picks up on it, and then we both know you're trying to deceive the machine or you're just lying to me, right?
Yep.
And that's not what we're here for, right? We want to exonerate the innocent person if we can. So this is going to be the questions, right? I'm going to ask you, remember, all of your answers are going to be yes or no, not yeah or nay, yes or no. Very specific. Truthful question, is your name Joe?
Yes.
Pretty simple, right? Truthful question. Or actually, I want you to lie to this question. Is the color of the wall tan?
No. That's all right. I read that first.
Simple.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a truthful question. It's today Wednesday.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you, is this the month of June? Truthful question.
Yes.
I'm going to ask you, are we in the city of Lecanto?
Yes.
I'm going to ask you, am I wearing a watch?
Yes.
Pretty easy, right? I'm going to ask you a lie to this question. Have you ever driven over the posted speed limit?
Never. No.
No. And we both know. 2 questions related to this case. I'm going to ask you, did you agree to pay anyone to murder Daniel Ott?
No.
And I'm going to ask you this relevant question. Did you ask Chad South to murder Daniel Ott?
No.
And those are the 2 right there.
I want you to ask me a question if I know.
That's all I'm going to ask you.
Okay.
Those 2. All right? Undo your hands. Keep your feet up. First thing I'm going to do is calibrate the machine to your voice. What I'd like for you to do is I want you to say yes.
Yes.
Oh, you really got your voice lowered, don't you?
Well, you want to keep it the same, right?
It's just the same. Say yes.
I'm kind of hoarse again.
This is a really simple thing to do, right? It's a yes or a no, right? You've been doing so good, all right? Don't get nervous on me now, all right? Say yes.
Yes.
Say no.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Say no.
No.
going to start the first chart of questions. Remember, all of your answers are yes or no. I'll prompt you on the two that I want you to lie to. You understand?
I do.
Okay. Is your first name Joe?
Yes.
Keep your voice up, Joe. Can I ask you that one again? Is your first name Joe?
Yes.
I want you to lie to this question. Is the color of the wall tan?
No.
Can I ask it again because you want to keep your voice down?
When we speak up? Or?
I want you to talk like we were the whole time we were interviewing. I don't want you to all of a sudden lower your voice.
Okay.
All right? You ready? I want you to lie to this question. Is the color of the wall tan?
No.
Is today Wednesday?
Yes.
Can I ask you that one again? Sound like you might have forgot it. Is today Wednesday?
Yes.
Did you agree to pay anyone to murder Daniel Ott?
No.
Can I ask you that one again? Did you agree to pay anyone to murder Daniel Ott?
No.
Is this the month of June?
Yes.
Did you ask Chad South to murder Daniel Ott?
No.
Are we in the city of Lecanto?
Yes.
I'm going to lie to this question. Have you ever driven over the posted speed limit?
No.
Can I ask you that one again? Because remember, you're going to lie to it. Have you ever driven over the posted speed limit?
No.
Am I wearing a watch?
Yes.
Very good. Wasn't so hard, was it?
No.
Pretty simple?
I just didn't ask the question I wanted to ask.
We never do.
Okay. Well, that's what I'm trying to prove.
So here's what happens now. We're going to run a second set of charts, same questions. Basically what happens is we get the first chart out, we go through it, no surprises, just the questions that I told you I would ask, right? You obviously have an issue with not wanting to keep your voice up so the machine can capture a good response. Deception, not deception, but it's okay. We do this because once we bring somebody in, you sit in here, we talk for a little while. Initially, you're all kind of stressed out, right? When you first got here, we talk, and I could tell as you were talking that you kind of relaxed a little bit, right? We went through the first set of charts. I asked you the questions, you answered them. All that stress, that situational stress is dissipating, right? It was way up here, now it's kind of way down here because you know we're not trying to trick you or do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Now we're going to ask a second set of questions, same questions, second chart. People that are being honest with us, their charts get better. Every time we ask the question, it'll just get better and better and better if you're being honest. People that are lying to us, being deceitful, their charts get worse. It's just bigger and bigger and shows us that this person's lying to us, right? You can't help it. It's just a physiological thing in your throat that you can't help it. All right? So anything you want to say before we start the second set of charts? Right on, same thing, feet up. Just kind of straighten them up a little bit, hands just lay them down. So we're gonna run a second set. Remember, all your answers are yes or no. Keep your voice up just like it was when we were talking before we started, okay? First question. Is your name Joe?
Yes.
Want you to lie to this question. Is the color of the wall tan?
No.
Is today Wednesday?
Yes.
Did you agree to pay anyone to murder Daniel Ott?
No.
Don't shake your head like that when you answer. I'm gonna ask you one more time. Did you agree to pay anyone to murder Daniel Ott?
No.
Is this the month of June?
Yes.
Get that one again. Is this the month of June?
Yes.
Did you ask Chad South to murder Daniel Ott?
No.
Man, you lower your voice so much. Guy, you gotta just answer the question, all right? I'm gonna ask it to you again. Did you ask Chad South to murder Daniel Ott?
No.
Are we in the city of Lecanto?
Yes.
I want you to lie to this question. Have you ever driven over the posted speed limit?
No.
I'll ask you again. Keep your voice up. Have you ever driven over the posted speed limit?
No.
Am I wearing a watch?
Yes.
Very good. Relax. There's probably one thing for certain before we even we ran the exam, but I could have told you that was probably true. And that was the fact that you probably had some conversation with Chad South about killing Daniel Ott. Right? I mean, be honest. You probably had some conversation at some point in the 8 months that you were in jail about killing him.
He brought it up to me, but I didn't tell him to kill him. He brought it up, that's what he would do it, and I never told him to do it.
Well, stop right there. So, you remember that conversation?
He's brought it up several times.
So, do you remember all of them? Let's just go with the one conversation you do remember. What would he say?
I think he told me he knew someone would get rid of him.
Right?
But.
And what'd you say?
No, I told him I didn't want a part of it.
Right.
So well, that's
I
when
mean,
we
you're
talk
in
about,
jail.
That's when we start talking about things I would like to do.
Right. I mean, you're in jail, so you're talking hypothetically for the most part, right?
Yeah.
So he says, "Hey, I know somebody that'll kill him for you. What are you willing to pay? Because you know he's not doing it for free.
I didn't know. I didn't do
And
anything.
I'm not saying you offered. I'm asking about him, right? I'm asking about Chad.
Okay.
What would he say to you?
How much I wanted to pay?
Right.
I never said I wanted it done.
What Chad ask you to pay him to kill him?
There was no price discussed.
Okay. Well, I find it hard to believe that, you know, Chad, I don't know the dude. I don't really know you, right? But I find in a logical conversation, hey, I know a guy that'll fix your car for $50. That's logical, right?
Right.
So for him just to come and say, hey, I know a guy that'll kill the dude for you for $1,000, that would make sense, right? I know a guy and he'll do it, and this is the amount. If you want it done, say, yeah, we'll get it
There was
done.
no dollar amount just
Right.
ever mentioned.
He just said, I know a guy that'll kill him.
Yeah.
Okay. Did he say he knew a guy and how he would kill him, or where, or when?
Yeah, that's as far as I know. That's what I'm in here now for.
Okay.
The conspiracy act murder. You think I'm gonna?
Right. Okay. Because you didn't do well on the did you ask Daniel or did you ask Chad South to kill Daniel Ott? You failed that.
I don't recall
Right.
asking. I mean, I don't.
So now we just don't recall.
No.
Went from I didn't do it to now I don't recall
I
doing it.
don't ever remember asking him to kill anybody
Right.
or tell him to.
Or
kill
even just agreeing. Hey, I know a guy that'll kill him. Okay, let me know when it's done. That's logical.
What do you mean?
If Chad says, hey, I'll take care of it for you. I don't care about the guy that he knows. Everybody knows a guy, right?
Right.
If Chad says, I'll take care of him when I get out of jail,
I mean, we
call me
talked.
when I'm done. Because you mentioned he never called me. You said that earlier when we were talking,
I
right?
never talked to him.
Because he got the wrong guy, right? So we know that.
Yeah.
Right?
You
And you know that too. You probably knew that long before the investigators came and talked to you.
I had no idea Dan Ott was to be murdered. No.
All right. Well, I, in my professional opinion, based on your examination results, you asked at some point in time Chad South to kill Daniel Ott. Now, whether you recall it or you don't recall it, I can only say that you have to recall it because you can't lie about what you don't remember.
Right.
Okay? It's like, I got drunk and passed out last night. I don't remember what happened while I was passed out. That makes sense. Everything leading up to that, though, you're going to remember, right? The I don't recall doesn't work with the CVSA because if you fail it, obviously, you remember it. So where does that leave us, right? I mean, if you said it in passing to the point that it may not have been a serious conversation, but now that this is kind of blown up into, yeah, the dude did go out and try to kill the cat, but somebody else got, murdered instead. I mean,
none of the stuff was serious. It was just
right?
talk.
It's jail talk.
Yeah, it wasn't
Right.
nothing serious about it, and had no intention of paying anybody to do anything.
I'm sure you probably didn't intend to pay him.
Well, I wasn't going to pay him. No, I never offered to pay him to do anything because there was nothing to be done. I mean,
Right. But in all honesty, in just general conversation, I would not have a hard time believing that you didn't just at some point in time say, I'd like for you to kill him when you get out. That'd be nice. That's not an unreasonable thing to say. You're mad. You're in prison. The guy put you there. That's not an unreasonable comment to make.
I agree with that.
Right. So could that be a reason why you didn't do well on that test question?
It could be.
Because obviously you failed it, right? Did you ask Daniel Ott or Chad South to kill Daniel Ott?
No.
But at some point in time you
It was
did.
brought up.
Right.
He brought
At some
it
point in time you did ask him, and you do remember it because you did fail it, right? What was the seriousness of the conversation? With jailhouse talk, just people we'd like to have killed that have ruined our lives? That happens.
That's all it was. This is what's happened.
Right. Okay. I mean, it's just a simple question. That's all. And then the other one was obviously, did you agree to pay anyone to murder Daniel, right? And again, just based on, you know, I hear stuff out of the jail, and I know what a lot of the guys talk about, and most of it's just a bunch of BS, right? But it's not uncommon that, you know, when you're having those conversations, that they're not in some fashion serious in nature, right? Because in your mind or in other people, they're being serious about the conversation, but they know at that point in time there's no intent for anybody to go out and do any harm, right? And they have long conversations about what they want to do to their spouse or their, you know, their wife's, you know, boyfriend down the street. But when they get out, they don't do it because they're letting off steam. They didn't have any intention to do it, right? So my whole point is, you failed that question as well. So in my mind, I have to only presume that there was a conversation that took place, or maybe a couple of conversations that took place between you and Chad about killing Daniel, right? And in those conversations, you know, you asked him to kill him, and then it could have been another conversation. You said, "Oh, I'll give you $500. I don't know what the amount would be. I don't know what the amount for killing somebody is these days." But you remember them enough that you failed the test questions. So that's what I'm just saying. If it was just jailhouse conversation, then that's easy enough to, you know, to say, right? I mean, because you're both in jail, nobody had the ability to get out and go do it, right? Both of you were there. Neither one of them were getting out that night or the next day, right? So I'm trying to get you to understand that telling me the context of the conversation in its entirety will help you in the reasoning for failing the two questions, right? Okay. Because it doesn't look good. Look, I failed the test question. How did I fail it? Well, you lied about it. What was the question? Did I, you know, ask somebody to kill me? Did I try to pay somebody? Well, what was the conversation? Oh, well, this is it. Well, that's simple enough, right? Yeah. So try to remember for me, what was the conversation about?
We've talked about so many things.
Tell me. I'm asking you. I'm looking. I'm like five alive here. I need input.
Torture, right? What we talked about was torturing. And he mentioned killing him, and I said, no, I remember saying specifically, no, I don't want anybody killed. Yeah, it was brought up, and no, I don't. That's what I'm in here for.
Right.
I didn't know this guy.
What were you going to pay him to torture you? How much?
I don't remember a price ever being discussed.
Okay, and then how was
he? I didn't think it was ever going. It never went anywhere.
How is he going to torture him? What do you mean by that?
That's where break his kneecaps and ball that and put acid on him.
Oh, not like set him on fire or something.
No, I don't remember that. No.
Well, you said torch, and that's kind of
torture.
Oh, torture. Oh, I thought you said torch. I was like,
no.
See, like a 77-year-old guy going up in flames. That's
no. No.
Okay. Is there any one thing that you think will help you in this case? What do you think is the most pertinent piece of information that's going to help you?
That you wouldn't ask that question.
Well, really, the questions that we're asking today, very simple. Did you ask Chad Southfield? We know Chad killed the wrong Daniel Ott, right?
He killed him. Yeah, he didn't kill him.
Killed the wrong dude, right? Did you ask Chad to kill Daniel Ott?
No.
Right? You know, you failed that, so I don't believe you. And then the other one was, did you agree to pay any money to anybody for killing Daniel Ott? Right?
I don't remember offering nothing because
you can't lie about what you don't remember. That's the problem you have. So you fail the question. So basically, where's that leave you? I mean, so now what helps you? What helps you through this? What helps you go to prison, or what helps you not go to prison? You know, for his death, for that guy's death.
I didn't tell him to go kill him.
I'm not saying that you did tell him to go kill him. I'm simply saying at some point in time you had conversation with Chad that led up to Chad getting out of jail and going over and killing the wrong dude. That's
possible. I mean, like I said, it's been years ago. And I was messed up back then. I don't remember.
right. Well, you were in jail, so you weren't doped up. You were
No,
I've never
done drugs. I don't
right. You weren't drunk.
No.
Right. You have any on any mental medications?
No.
Okay, so you don't have any mental issues that would distort, any of your thinking or
Not anymore.
right? Well, I mean, not anymore. When were they?
When I was locked up.
Okay. What were you doing? Were you on drugs or what were you
No,
on?
I've never done drugs in my
You
life.
just didn't want to be in jail.
No. Guessing you said I was very angry and just talking shit.
That happens. Happens to a lot of us.
Yeah, I regret it, Innocent person lost his life. I mean, I always saw Chad South just being a thief. I never know talk shit.
Well, if you talk about enough money, people that wouldn't normally do things will go out and do them.
I had no idea.
Right? Do you know that he did drugs?
Yep.
Right? What kind of drugs did he do?
I don't think he'd do anything.
Right? Meth? Pills?
I think he's a pillhead and a drunk.
Right. Well, I guess you talk to a pillhead and a drunk in the jail and offer me an amount of money to go off somebody and you end up where you are, right? All right, buddy. I'm gonna go see if I can find the officers and get you out of here. Get you back over to the jail. All right, don't touch my machine. Please. Hey, man. Good talking to you, buddy. Good luck to you.
Hey, Joe. How you feeling? What did you think of that?
I don't understand it.
What don't you understand?
Well, like you said, I failed because I don't recall telling Chad South. I don't remember telling him to go kill anybody. I don't remember that. I mean, like I told him, we talked about everything, torturing him, and I was pissed off with jailhouse talk.
Yeah.
And I'm sick that it happened, just from us talking crap.
Yeah. I bet you wish it never happened.
I do, but I didn't tell him to go kill him. I did not tell Chad when he got out to go kill anybody. That's what it didn't happen.
Right.
I understand where you're coming from. I mean,
So how you feeling now?
what do you mean?
How do you feel? You feel sick? You feel relieved? How you feel?
No, I'm kind of pissed off because I don't remember. And then he says because of that, I may have. We may have talked about it. I'm not going to say he did or didn't. But.
What do you think you could do to help you remember? Is there something?
I don't know.
No.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
I
I understand that. But I appreciate your taking the time.
I don't even remember him leaving the prison. Like you said, I would know. I thought he got transferred to another prison. I didn't even know that he even got out of prison. As far as I knew it, last I heard he went to Lancaster and was down there being gay. I mean, that's what I thought he was still in prison. I didn't know he was on the street.
Well, you have some time to think about it.
Yeah.
I think we're going to be coming right around Sunday to pick you up.
You guys fly down or ride down?
Yeah, it's a transport team. We'll have
Or-
uniform guys come
No,
down,
I
but
mean,
we'll fly.
You guys flew down today?
Yeah.
or-
No,
We've been dropped.
We had to drive because of how this was all orchestrated.
Mhm.
We didn't know who was going to get picked up first.
We didn't. They had a hard time finding Jeff, to be honest. He was probably the hardest guy to find.
He was the last one picked up.
So, but we did want to talk to him and we wanted to give
You knew
everybody.
that Chad did this a long time ago, you just now arrested him, or?
No, we knew we did a long time ago. Just took a little while to put it together.
And you know what? It's actually a good thing that took a while. We were ready, I don't know, several years ago, but we were working a little bit more, wanted to make it stronger, and within the last year and a half or so, we've got a lot of information that really just helps this case a lot. So, like I said, you know, you're going to be coming back to Geauga County, so you're going to have some time to think about this. So, you know, I don't know if you want to try and maybe think of a way to kind of help yourself out. Because right now, after our discussion this morning and today, your interview with the detective here, the administration of this test, it just shows us that we're dead on. We're dead on.
Yeah.
The only thing is that maybe, I don't know, and I'm throwing it out there, and like I said, I can't make any deals. I'm not in any situation where I can, you know, Chad went and did this, you know, and he screwed up. The guy that he took out isn't the guy you wanted. So this is on Chad, really. But
Bottom line is, it's on Chad. Chad did this.
And I didn't tell him to go kill anybody. I swear, I didn't, when he, like I said, I didn't even know he was out of prison. He must have got out and got screwed up and thought he'd make some money.
obviously,
I won't even ask that question. I didn't know who killed this guy.
obviously, at some point, you guys had to talk about money.
You know?
Because why is he going to go out and do something like this if he didn't think he's going to get paid?
I didn't have that much money. I don't know where they think he's going to get a bunch of money. I mean, I think the most money at one time Jeff had was when I sold my skid loader. When I saved that for attorneys and to live off of. I mean, that's what I was in prison for, aggravated conspiracy. I'm not going to.
I know. You're not going to lie about that. I know.
I mean,
That's
I'm not
what you're
gonna
in there
tell,
for.
Right, I'm not going to tell somebody to go kill this guy and get him, especially somebody just meet in a jailhouse, you know?
Well, maybe you thought you trusted him a little bit more. I don't know.
Well, I knew he's an idiot in there.
Plus, you know, you guys are out there in London.
I swear I don't remember talking to him but maybe once or twice in London. I don't remember. I remember seeing him there. I don't think we was there together very long. We could have been. I mean, I don't know if you know when he got there and when I got, I don't know, but.
Well, it is what it is, Joe. And we're going to be coming back end of this week. This time next week, you're going to be in Geauga County Jail. Jeff will be in Geauga County Jail. Chad's going to be in Geauga County Jail. All three of you are going to be in the same jail. This time next week.
No, I don't even know what Jeff's done wrong. I don't know why you're messing with him.
We've already explained that to you.
I know.
Well, if somehow between now and, you know, next couple of weeks or whatever, you feel like your memory starts coming back to you, you feel like you want to sit down and talk with us, we'll be willing to listen to what you have to say.
We'll be right down the hall. Send a kite.
Oh. I know he's home by now.
Okay. But came down here to chat with you. Thought you deserved to know what was going on.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's happening. And we'll be seeing you next week.
Okay.
Anything else?
You got any questions for us?
No, I'm sorry if I've been rude to you because I was being accused of something that I knew I didn't have anything to do with. I didn't even know who killed the guy, you know. And I couldn't figure out why you kept blaming me. Now I understand, you know, why you blaming me.
Well, I mean, you talked about it. You guys had conversations about doing harm to the guy. That's a start right there. You didn't tell us that earlier. You didn't tell us that earlier today, and I guarantee you didn't tell her that when she first talked to you.
What's that?
That you wanted to at least do some harm to Dan. That you and Chad talked about all this stuff at some point.
You brought it up, you know, bow and arrow, just torturing him, and there's not. I don't ever remember wanting to kill. You know, yeah, I remember when acid thrown on Dan. I mean, Chad brought it up.
Chad actually said, "I'll go and kill him."
I don't know, not kill him. Just throw acid on him and just
Hurt him real bad.
Yeah. But as far as
Why would
murder,
you want to hurt him real bad, though?
so I told him, hell, he'd be dead by the time we get out. Anyways, you know, he's an 80-some-year-old man or whatever. I guess he's still alive.
Yeah,
I wish the other Dan I was still alive, you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You talk about it. You know, he even mentioned in talking with the detective here that you wouldn't have been upset if they got the right Dan out. That wouldn't have upset you too much.
At that time, I probably
Sure.
would.
And that's like I said.
Once I got my head straight and I realized what path I was on, there's no way.
Right.
But
And as I said, you have changed. You've grown older. You've put this in your past, but you really can't move forward until you do put it in your past. You can't go forward until your past doesn't haunt you. And I believe you've changed. I believe you're not the same man you were 10 years ago. But the same, that's what we're dealing with, is something that happened actually 9 years ago and a week. 9 years and 1 week ago. That's a long time.
Yeah.
So I believe you when you say you've changed and you're not the same guy. Problem is back then you were a very angry man. Yes, you were upset. I would be too. My life was pulled out from under me. I would have been upset too. All right?
Yep.
All right, Joe. Maybe we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Like I said, we'll be in the same building.
Well, give me an attorney and I'll sit down and talk to him and see what
you can do.
Yep.
Okay. Fair enough, Joe.
Don't give me no quack. I know it's not up to you.
You have money for an attorney? You don't have any money for an attorney?
My girlfriend does, but I don't expect her. That's her money, you know.
Is she gonna come up to Ohio, you think?
Actually, we had planned to go to Illinois to spend some time with our grandkids next month, so their mom can go on vacation. So we had a son together. Our
In
girlfriend.
Illinois in the military.
Yeah, and he killed himself.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. Unfortunate. Sorry about that.
Thank you. He's a good kid. He just was computer whiz, and he worked for the government. You know, tracking, see if there's anybody hacking and stuff. Well, he just got curious, and he got in somebody's files. And he found some illegal stuff on somebody.
He shouldn't have been there in the first
Right.
place.
And I don't think it was, you know. And then the feds talked to him, and somebody didn't know he went and shot himself. I mean, girlfriend was pregnant for her grandson.
Really?
You guys gonna help her raise that baby?
That's what she wants to go on vacation. She got two kids. Got a daughter and a son.
Well, let's try to get all this behind you. Right? Can't move forward until you take care of your past.
Good point.
Right.
All right, Joe.
I apologize if I was rude to you, Val. If you wanted me.
What's that?
I apologize if I was rude to you guys because
It was nothing we're not used to, and it wasn't
Well, I
very
understand
bad.
that, but that's not me. I mean,
As with Jeff, Jeff is very polite, very mannerly.
Yeah.
Both of you guys.
Try treating everybody with respect.
I do too.
We try to too.
That's good.
Even Chad, when he's standing there yelling at us,
Yelling at you.
he's not happy. Of course. You think he's happy?
You don't deserve to be happy.
Like I said, unfortunately, sometimes things happen and you can't change it. All right.
Take care, Joe.
We'll see you soon.
Have a safe trip.
You too.
Joe Rosebrook was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder, 2 counts of aggravated murder, and 2 counts of kidnapping. He was sentenced to life in prison without parole. Carl Jeff Rosebrook pleaded guilty to first-degree misdemeanor obstruction of justice. He received no jail time. He was required to pay a $1,000 fine and court costs. Triggerman Chad South was found guilty of 2 counts of murder and kidnapping and was sentenced to 15 years to life with 2 additional 10-year sentences for the kidnapping counts. Mindy Mock Stanifer was in South's car at the time of the murder and was convicted of involuntary manslaughter, kidnapping, and obstruction of justice. She was sentenced to 18 years in prison. Alva Jacobs, who was also in the car, pleaded guilty to first-degree misdemeanor obstruction of justice and got 30 days in prison less time already served.